Hello, welcome to High Rollers, the Dungeons & Dragons stream here on the Yogscast Twitch. I am your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes, and joining me we have Chris Trott, Katie Morrison,
hello,
Tom Hazel,
hello,
and Kim Richards. And you join us as we are getting into some pretty high-level, epic conclusions of things which have gone on. This is episode 75?
No.
75.
I think it's 75.
Yeah.
It's 75 today.
Yep.
So episode 75 today. Did you also know that today is the anniversary of Gary Gygax, the guy who made D&D's death? Well, one of the guys that made it. He died on March 4th. Fortunately, he wasn't the nicest man. Was a bit of a dick, but he did make a really cool game that we're enjoying today.
Can we name a giant after him? Gary.
Gary! It's Gary!
It's Gary.
And murder him horribly.
Also,
And murder him, yeah.
I've lost my voice a little bit. Sorry.
Yes, Trott has got a poorly voice. Poor Trotty.
Too much hat
So,
filming.
no, too much fucking drinking.
Too much drinking, it really was. Welcome. A couple of things to go over. We'll do a quick recap of things that happened last week, and then we'll jump into the game. Announcement-wise, we've got, hoodies. I know that some people are still waiting on these. The medium hoodies have gone out of stock, and a bunch of the other ones, I think, are waiting.
Sorry, you're
on
too
stock.
popular.
No, the other ones are in stock.
The other ones are in stock, but
Mediums
mediums
in stock, and we do not know when the mediums will
will be
arrive.
back in stock. So we will keep you posted. Keep an eye on the Yogscast Twitter and our Twitter. We will try and keep you updated with those.
Maybe don't buy so many stuff.
Well, no, don't tell
Buy
them that.
more.
Buy more things. Like we
We
very
bought
much
too
appreciate.
much and we ran out.
Yes. But thank you very much for everybody who bought the hoodies. They're doing really awesome. I'm just trying to think of a couple of other things. We've done that. Insomnia show
Yes.
is happening. That's the end of March.
27th.
27th of March.
Oh my God.
Tickets and things are on Twitter. You can get the link to all of that stuff. Please do
pin
get
tweet.
it. Pin tweet.
It's our pin
on
tweet.
our Twitter.
High Rolls D&D.
Check that out.
It's a great show because we're in it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
And it's separate from the Insomnia game show itself, so you can just turn up to that.
As long as you buy a ticket.
You have to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
So you don't need
But not a day ticket for Insomnia. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? Congratulations to Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey for their baby announcement. They're having a baby on Critical
Turns out
Role.
they can make a baby. Congrats.
Congrats,
done it.
level 1 adventurer, soon to grace Critical Role, but big congratulations to them. They announced that on stream on Thursday, which was quite sweet.
How adorable.
I'm amazed that Laura has kept that hidden for as long as she had, because she is quite big. Like, she's got a good baby
She's
bump.
been, I saw on Tumblr, there's a gif, Sam's been like shielding her stomach
Oh,
when
really?
she gets up.
Oh, that's so clever.
Been really clever. They've
That's
been
kind
really
of creepy
clever at
that
it.
people going back through and
Well, yeah.
looking for clues.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit,
people,
but you could
Chris
do
Trott. But yeah, so congratulations to them, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any other
I
announcements.
can't decide on my spells.
Katie can't decide on the spells,
Do we
but
level up? Do we level up?
no.
What
Recap on last week. You were in the midst of a pretty terrible situation, fleeing from a blue dragon at the time.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You were about to escape. You were getting ready to make your escape. Unfortunately, the dragon knocked Reynard off of his griffin, rendering him prone, forcing you into a combat encounter. You managed to actually, despite some very close calls, both Cam and Reynard being injured down to unconsciousness.
I was never a threat.
No, certainly not. And the dragon putting you at risk. You did manage to basically force the dragon into a position where it had to use Reynard as a hostage, basically hold his unconscious body hostage in the aims of escaping. You let the dragon go, and the dragon did keep its word. It deposited Reynard about a mile or so away from where you were,
Blessed be.
and then flew away. After a very close call. You returned to the Frostspire, where you informed them of what had been happening, and basically made preparations to head back to Talas Val. On arriving back in Talas Val, you oddly found the city to be quite normal and calm. Something which you were a bit surprised at. You know that there is this looming threat. The Broken Sky has basically, Felania, this cloud giant princess, this enemy that's been kind of hounding you, has basically promised that she is going to attack, that she is going to kind of take Talas Val by force, but so far nothing has happened. And the last thing you'd heard is that Korak was attempting to sway the populace into a vote on who should lead the city, himself or the council that he himself had put in place many years ago. And that was the last thing you really knew what that was going on. You've arrived, you had a brief conversation with Dermot, who is basically the commander of like the martial forces in the city, and that was literally the last thing here. And I believe you were heading towards the Temple of Bahamut.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we found out also that Korak didn't win.
You had
Yeah,
been,
we just-
Dermot had basically
just
told
found out,
you
yeah.
that Korak had lost the vote.
And your daddy is now on the guild.
Several members of the
yeah.
council have been
Fairhorn.
replaced, including and new people have come on board, including Frederick Fairhorn, Reynard's
won't
father,
do.
is now head of the Carpenters Guild, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You find the temple busy, populous, probably emerging from a morning worship. Just on their way out, just leaving the large stone cathedral-like building with the large gold and silver symbol of the Platinum Dragon nestled above in stained glass above the large double wooden doors. You enter and find it to be normal. Quiet, but normal. The priest has just finished, one of the high priests has just finished conducting a small ceremony, and you find several sort of younger-looking squires on guard. You are regarded well. You are kind of given nods and bows of respect from the temple attendants. The populace kind of just politely, as if you were normal citizens, kind of give you nods here and there and make their way out.
Normal citizens.
That's what most people know you as, yes?
I'm sorry, I've just found a spell called Catnap.
Yeah.
Great.
What does it
You
do?
don't get all access to all of
Puts
those.
3 willing creatures
Or
to
do you?
sleep.
Oh my god, could you do that to me right now?
You can access all of those.
No.
No, not well. You might not have access to all of them. Some of them might be druidic only.
I'm just looking.
It should, I think it has a sickle for druidic symbol in it.
That one's not Druid.
Yeah. So, the temple you find as normal. It is a overcast day. The sky is pretty full of thick clouds.
overcast?
Oh.
There is, I mean, it's pretty overcast. You know, there's
How ominous.
a small few patches of blue sky here and there, but it looks pretty thickly covered.
Do we see any faces?
There
in
is
the
a
clouds?
light wind blowing around. There are no faces in the clouds. There are no
Jaws.
Darth Vaders or Mufasas.
Oh.
Is the wind whispering to us like, I hate you?
No, the wind is not whispering. The wind is a
My
very
only
soft,
friend.
gentle wind at the moment, but it feels like it might be picking up slightly.
Has it ever been overcast in Talas Val?
Yes, you've had a couple of days. I mean, generally, you know, it's not unheard of. You're not in an area where, you know, it's normal weather, but, you know, it is overcast.
Is there anyone about in the temple that we
Recognize.
recognise? Yeah, Cassandra.
Probably one of the priests you've probably encountered into a few times. You don't know his name, but he's a young male priest with a short cropped beard. He's done a few odd jobs, like when you've been looking for people in the past.
And this is where we saw when we were scryed on him. This is where we saw him.
You saw him in the barracks. There's like an attached barracks where Cassandra and the paladins train, and you saw them there.
And we also saw the ceremony. Was that in the temple?
That was actually inside, again by the main altar. Yes,
Okay.
Ah.
So
but it was late at night when you saw that happening.
Sneaky shotgun wedding.
I
At midnight.
just wonder if we could just ask anyone about that.
I always hate how quiet it is in this place. I say that echoing.
Echoes a little bit slightly. You hear a couple of the priests like. The short bearded man kind of walks up. He's like,
Echo!
"Welcome back. Are you looking for anybody in particular, Cassandra?"
Yeah,
The
important
others?
people, you know, the good group.
He just kind of looks at you.
You know, the ones that's going to save the world and stuff.
Of course,
Cassandra, Korak,
yes. I will go and fetch
Lady
them.
Amy.
I will go and find them.
You're important too, you know that?
Thank you,
You're part of the group.
Mr. Buckland. Yes. Do you know my name?
Just go get the people,
He
please.
kind of like closes his eyes, and you kind of very faintly hear him muttering something like,
What's his name?
"Platinum Dragon, please," and then just kind of like shuffles off. You kind of wait around, sort of dull choir music, sort of a few people just practicing singing, a few of the hymn singers practicing some tunes. A few moments later, the man returns, accompanied by Cassandra,
Cool.
who kind of looks at you and is like, "Oh, so glad you are back safe from wherever you've been. I don't know, I can't remember why you left. Something for Reynard?"
Oh, we just saved the world again, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, just saved the world, fixed another big evil that was festering away, and
She
you're
looks at
welcome.
you. Yeah, I'm sure you did, Cam, and like looks at the rest of you as if to say like, "This guy."
Well, it's true, actually. We went to Greybell.
You can trust Reynard.
She looks at Juto.
In this instance, they are both telling the truth.
What happened?
Oh.
Vampires.
Yeah.
Vampires, they were potentially going to spread.
I was somewhat annoyed that you weren't present to help with Adric's situation, but I'm glad to
Adric's?
hear that you had... yes, he has asked that we begin referring to him by his real name, now that this information has been made public.
Was that the priest that just got you?
No.
Is that his
name?
Andric
Korak.
is Korak's real name.
It's not Korak. It's Adrix, right?
Whereas-
Korak is Adrix.
That is his real Adric.
Adric.
Singular. Yes, that is his real name, and after the council informed the populace that he had been deceitful over his past, he's begun making changes, and he's asked that we refer to him by his real name now.
I see, and I imagine that was
He's embraced it.
swaying tide in the vote against him.
It was close before that, but we feel we lost a lot of support from people who felt that Korak had been, had deceived them. He's currently in the barracks. Technically, I ordered him to be training, but I'm sure he will be doing so without my authority.
Wow.
We sent a few others to come down to meet up with you here. My uncle, I believe.
I remember meeting a Mr. Ferrahorn, yes, who came by offering to help us. I've actually had him training a few of the... Well, he's been working with Dermot and some of the Talas Val army, some of the regiments, training them on beast slaying, archery, that sort of thing, teaching them a few skills. He seems to be quite enjoying his time in the city. He's been regaling lots of people with tales of adventure, which many of the younger soldiers seem to be responding well to. He's been useful, a welcome addition. I believe he's been working more closely with Dermot and the formal forces. The paladins, we prefer melee combat, and he wasn't able to offer much training in that regard.
Have you heard from the Unbroken?
Empire.
No, they're far to the south, aren't they?
Well,
I mean, I've heard of ambassadors coming to Champion's Hold on occasion, but
we rallied some people in the Grey Bell, and hopefully,
how long ago?
I don't know, like a few
How
days
long
ago.
was it? Like 2 days?
It's like 2-3 days ago.
They're already
days ago.
moving back.
And it would likely take much
I
longer
keep
for them to
forgetting
bring
we
any
walk through
troops.
trees.
Yes,
and end
most
up
normal
places.
people can't do that, Mr. Buckland. Yes.
We might also get some
Sucks to
Winter
be
Spire people.
No, they're not
Elves.
available. The Moonspire, though.
Moonspire. Who else? We've rallied a lot of people.
Spheria.
We're very...
That's a
Well,
plan.
that's yes.
A giant might appear in the middle of
Champion's Hold.
Yeah, Champion's Hold.
That's right.
He's with us. Not really sure
Do
how
we
many-
know when?
Tomorrow. Well,
He's gonna bring a dead dog.
Where? I mean, in the
Bear.
middle of
Dead bear.
It's not dead.
in the transportation
And a dead woman.
You literally
circle.
resurrected them.
I resurrected them. It's been a long day.
Please, Miss Galanadel, speak.
Alfred has a teleportation circle. And the least tree
Master
is able to
Bluevice,
connect
yes.
to it.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that 2 giants will fit. People will. This is going to be tricky. We'll need to.
We need to
as-
find him and tell him. We haven't found Alfred yet.
Well, he's working closer with the council. Some of the other members of the Arcane Brotherhood, the old wizarding magistrates, have been working more closely with them. You will need to inform the council. I mean, ultimately, I have jurisdiction over the paladins and the temple here, but I don't have any power when it comes to the city. You will need to inform the council that potentially 2 giants will be arriving.
Point a lot at Reynard.
Okay.
Cam,
Your
just
dad.
say something.
Your dad's in the council. He can fix it all.
Yes.
Speaking of, what position has my father taken?
I'm master of the Carpentry Guild.
Well, oh, okay, great.
He's
He's
one
gonna
of
be very
the
useful
main
when
council
I
members.
talked to him about giants appearing in Champion's Hold. Thank you, Cam.
I'm going to say this to Tom Hazel because you might not be aware of this because you did jump into the campaign a bit later. The Council of Talas Val is operated by merchant guilds that are based around artisans. So each of the council members is the head of a guild. So you have the Masons Guild, the Smiths Guild, the Carpentry Guild, Glassblowers, etc. They represent the people that actually build the city to make it a city. So it's not like a noble ruling class or a council or things like that. So actually, yeah, your father does have considerable sway. Like,
I will talk to my father. Thank you for the background.
My father.
you don't need to put him down. Like the carpenter, like you think about all things like in building a city, how important lumber and woodcraft and things like that is. It's very, very important.
I always thought it was just like ruling positions, kind of like a standard government type thing.
This is Korax set it up so that the artisans themselves, the people that actually build the city, have the power.
This is why the council taking over is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it depends on the individual.
It's a bit of the bummer.
It's a bit of a bummer.
We also could talk to Alfred because I'm sure
we
he's
need
got
to
some
just-
backup plans.
We can always say that they're coming through because they have nowhere else to go.
That could certainly be something,
They're
although
sending them here for work and refuge rather
I guess
than
the idea
anything
of a
else.
giant.
Cassandra kind of looks like, I imagine the council, if you recommend that they are coming here looking for work, the council will probably respond to it better than refugees.
There could be giants in Talas Val.
No, giants don't tend to live in civilized lands. They
Everyone's
live in the
under the-
mountains or out in, I don't know, I've never met a giant.
So they could see that as the start of an invasion.
Yeah, my worry
That's
is going to
definitely
be...
a concern.
what's the position?
Was
Is there any member of the Broken Sky on that council at the
As
moment?
far as we know, no. The council believes that the threat of the Broken Sky has been eliminated. They believe that their curfew, their martial law, so they've captured several scouting parties, some groups as large as 10 or 12 that they caught inside the city or just out there on the outskirts. The council's kind of been setting it up as if the whole thing was blown over. It was the work of a small group of individuals looking to destabilize the government that had a hatred for Korak. That's what the story that they've told everybody, and it's what I think they genuinely believe.
And what of Felania's offer?
Apparently, none of them are aware of any such offer.
I have a feeling that people within the Broken Sky have made it easy for themselves to be captured, to stay within the city.
It's going to be the classic
But they would consider the offer.
sleeper agents.
Korak took it to them.
Well, apparently.
True.
I don't think Korak said he was going to take it to them.
Someone took it to them.
Felania said that she was going to make an offer to them. When she
did
spoke to
say
you,
she
she
spoke
said
to us
she was
via-
going to speak to the council.
She just hasn't yet.
She popped up and spoke to us.
Or it was a lie, you don't know.
When the sleeper agents are asleep, do they know when to wake up?
Probably. I'm sure they've been
what
given a
if an army,
sign.
what if it all kicks off and they're already asleep?
Cam, I'm sure you can indulge Miss Glenadell with your questions later.
I could also do them now.
You could do them now, but it seems to be that there are a few more pressing matters to attend to.
Yes, my other worry about the giants is that if there is a member of the Broken Sky on that council and they see a frost giant, they would know that Felania has wiped out frost giants.
She's wiped them out.
The ones that we know of, the ones that are on this continent, yes.
Andric still believes that the Broken Sky is a threat. He still is. That's why him and the other paladins, we have been training quite considerably. We are working with Dermot as best as he can to make sure that the city's defences are prepared. But the council has technically ordered that there is no more threat, that they shouldn't be, taking such precautions. They're currently working towards trying to reconnect with the citizens of Briarcrest, who have said that they want to distance themselves from the Republic. They now want to try and work towards that. But as far as I know, they've basically been working on rebuilding and strengthening their position within the city is the main focus at the moment.
Not useful when there's an army about to attack.
They don't believe that there is an army about to attack.
What can we do to prepare a city that's unprepared for war?
This is beyond my remit. Adric has done what he can by trying to ensure that the military is ready, but the military is under orders from the ruling council. The citizenship, we can spread word and tell them to be ready to leave, to evacuate, but in all likelihood, if there was something to attack the city, the best option would be to seal the gates and prepare a siege.
Should we go see Adric?
I would recommend you go and speak with him, yes.
See with Lady Amy?
Possibly. She is
They're
being conducted
independent
over these
people.
things.
They're probably away from
Well, no, they're not independent people. That was another thing that Adric has made clear, that him and Lady Amy are in a romantic relationship. He made this clear along with his dedication to Bahamut himself. He is...
Did you hear it?
Yes.
Could be a lie.
No, I have seen them together, holding hands, or claw, I guess. They are not shying away. Adric has committed himself to walking a path of honesty and truth. He has devoted himself and made a promise to Bahamut of devotion. One of the tenets of being a paladin is you must commit yourself to a vow. He has made a vow of devotion to Bahamut. He is technically my underling as a paladin now. And yes.
Now things change.
Yes, quite. He is still the far better fighter, but there is a lot I can teach him about faith and divinity.
Let's go prevent a war.
Well, you may go and speak with Adric. I am going to go and check up on the rest of my squires.
I'll catch you guys up. I just want to say one quick thing to Cassandra.
Oh, good. Please.
It's about that weird rash I've got.
Before he talks about his
abilities, I know what he's referring to.
Rash.
And you all know what he's referring to.
What?
do you know of any armorers that can adjust armor?
Yes, we have, many of my squires are blacksmiths. We have armourers here. Most of the paladins of Bahamut wear full plates, so we have weaponsmiths and armoursmiths here. If not, there are plenty in the city that would be able to work on armour pieces if you have things that need adjustment.
Can you direct me to one of your squires who will do a good
Certainly.
job?
If you head towards the
Fast job.
if you head towards the barracks with Adric, one of the armourers will be stationed there.
Okay.
Let's go and find him then.
Cool.
Cam,
I want to follow Juto.
I'm just going to prod Cassandra.
Yeah, she steps over
into a little room.
She kind of steps into a small alcove. There's a small shrine.
So, funny thing about the whole grey bell thing,
Yes.
right, was can you invoke your ability? Can you sense it?
I can't sense it.
Innately.
Oh well, I can.
Can I put my hand on her forehead? Can you feel it? Can you feel the buzz?
No. I can. I know my own power, and she
Remember when
focuses. Her hair glows a little bit. You can see a pale glow, and she's like, I can
You
vaguely
couldn't sense
control
on
it.
me.
Well,
Went back. You remember when we saved Korak's life?
I knew that there was something strange about you, but it wasn't until I saw your power that I knew why.
So there was a lady, very dear to me.
Yes.
She was dead and being held captive by an evil person.
Yes. By the vampire.
I saved her life
Yes.
by bringing her back and sacrificing potentially all of my Lightborn ability.
She kind of looks stunned for a moment and just focuses and says, well, Cam, if you've progressed to the point where your goddess has given you the ability to bring people back from the dead, and, as far as I know, such an act can only be done with a great sacrifice. Those powers were given to you for a reason, and perhaps that's what that reason was. Whoever you've brought back must be not only important to you, but I suspect is important to your goddess as well. And
she's all right.
The powers that you had were... The energy that we had as Lightborn is positive and radiant, and it comes from the divine realms.
So what you're saying is you can't give me half of yours?
No.
We can't share it?
No.
I'm joking.
I'm afraid that if you've made the decision to give up those powers to bring back this person, then you're still Cam Buckland, but that golden light you carried with you has gone to somebody else now.
I thought just maybe even one pube.
Nope. That is disgusting, and you are lucky I don't punch you in the face.
You wouldn't hurt this face.
I would. I would break that nose.
On the face of war.
I'd shatter it.
On the brink
pieces.
of collapse, you infight.
You can fight with a broken nose.
Maybe. Either way, I thought I'd let you know, because
well, yes,
it's important to know that in dire situations you can use your light for that kind of purpose.
Well, it's also just good to know because obviously you were one of the few I knew, and...
Well, now there is another.
Well, it would be good to meet with her at some point. I'm sure I can discuss some of the things
Once we
that
save
we've
the
learned.
world.
Yeah, well, yes, let's see what happens first.
Of course.
All right, well, I'll speak soon.
Also, if I get knocked down and you see me on the floor unconscious, The abilities are not there.
I figured as much, and obviously I'm sure your allies and I will attempt to bring you back.
Spread the word discreetly.
Certainly.
I don't want many people to know.
Yeah. It's just
Embarrassing.
nice. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. And then she heads off, and you chase off.
I do turn around in the doorway and do a very awkward double thumbs up, and then walk out.
She just shakes her head. Just looks at you, just like raised eyebrow, and then heads off. You quickly catch up with these guys. You guys enter into the barracks. You can see that this is kind of like an annex building attached to the temple, mainly with a large sparring ground outside. It's actually where Korak or Adric fought your father that time, sort of like connected to the temple. So like a large sparring ground with sort of barracks and armory stations, weapon training halls, that sort of thing. You can see a large number of squires. There's maybe about 20 squires, and apprentice paladins, apprentice warriors. Some of them are clerics as well, all training in use of weapons and armor. And they do seem to be quite rigidly training. They are being very serious, taking it very seriously, and fighting. And you can see that Korak, or Adric, is actually leading several drills. He's actually kind of leading them in how to use different weapons, showing them techniques with sword and shield. And when he sees you, he kind of just turns around. He's just like, "My brothers, my sisters, let us take a break. I must meet with some of our allies." He bows, and they all kind of do a salute, one arm over the shoulder, and then just bow their heads to him. They all split up, they get drinks, they kind of take a moment of rest. Some of them start taking their armor off, some go and sharpen weapons, that sort of thing. And Korak, this kind of gold, red-hued, scaled dragonborn, you can see him now wearing silver armor, which bears a crest of the platinum dragon, the Bahamut's head. He wears a crest of that. You can see sort of like he drops a shield with the same symbol down onto the ground, but you can still see he carries the Dawn Shard blade. And he turns to you and bows his head. "Welcome back, my dear allies and friends. It's good to see you here again. I'm afraid it is not with good news that you return, but I'm not sure how much you are aware of, but if you have any questions, I can answer them as best I see fit."
Yes, we've heard a little bit about, in regards to what's happening with the council at least, but other than that, maybe you could tell us what's been happening in the city? How
Of
are
course.
the people?
The people are well. I think many of them are relieved with the state of affairs. The vote that I incited was worrisome to many. They felt that a power shift in the city was dangerous. They were uncertain if the council or even myself could be trusted. It led them to become afraid. However, it seems that either through fortune or through tactical withdrawal, the Broken Sky has left the city or allowed themselves to be captured, which has brought a sense of stability. I contribute some of this towards my personal loss in the vote. However, these are the way things are. In terms of everything else, the council appears to believe that the Broken Sky is no longer a threat. They are currently solidifying their position here in the city, making sure that trade routes become open again. They are beginning to investigate the settlements north of the city that have gone quiet, Briarcrest that has distanced themselves. They are planning to return things to normal.
What do you think about what's happening now? About the threat of the Broken Sky?
I believe that you and I both know that Felania is cleverer than the council. She is likely... I believe that the council did not learn of my true nature, which I should announce. I know Miss Jing knows the truth. The council announced to the people shortly before the final vote upon who should lead the city. They announced the reason that I left Bresaris, my kingdom, as well as my true identity. I am one of the twin brothers, one of the royal worm kings of Bresaris. My real name is Adric. In my language, it has a shameful meaning. It was given to me by a cruel father. My brother, Korak, is the real Korak, and he currently resides as Worm King in Bresaris. He is also the one responsible for tragedies in Miss Jing's life. They revealed this to the people of Talas Val, stating that I had misled them. They alleged charges that I was a murderer in my kingdom, which is true, but the context of which I attempted to explain. Many people do understand my position, and many of the populace still believe in me, but many people felt that I should have been honest with them from the start, and to that I have no defense. They are right, as I should have been honest with all of you. But this is the state of things. I created the council when I first built this city, because I believed that the people that create works and lives and buildings, they are the ones that should lead. They should not be under the rule of a single person, and I still believe in that. However, there is always the threat that the council can be corrupted, that they can be out for their personal gain rather than the gain of others. But this is the code of laws that I incited, and so it is what it is. I believe that now we must simply do what we can to prepare for Falania and the Broken Sky.
How did the council find out about your past?
I believe that the Broken Sky have informed them. Dermot has hinted that an anonymous message was delivered containing details. A dragonborn merchant was brought to see the council and confirmed the story. They have also sent word to Brasaris itself to confirm it, but no message is returned.
So we know council members have shifted.
Some have, yes. I believe
Dad.
Master Ferrahorn has joined them along with several others.
Yes, there's several others. Any worrisome?
Giles Woodcroft, who supported me, as well as Finney, your halfling friend, both were ejected from the council, or Finney left on his own accord, of course. The others, they all seem... The ones they have selected are long-standing members of the community, people that have worked amongst the guilds, that have made lots of coin, that have done well for the city. Have they been bought? Perhaps. Have they been swayed to the Broken Sky side? Perhaps. I cannot say.
We've heard no inkling of Broken Sky messaging, secrets, spies.
Mr. Buckland, I'm afraid that in this sense, I am not related to the council. I do not have many agents. I do not have many spies. The people I know and trust in Champion's Hold don't believe that the Broken Sky has an influence on the council. They seem to be that the council is doing what it seems best, given the information and the circumstance. Again, I believe that they are being played by Falania. I believe that they are being foolish to ignore not only my concerns, but yours as well. They know that you are powerful heroes that have done much for this city, and they know that you have met with agents of this Broken Sky that have warned at greater threats. The ship that you saw at Veldeban, the giants that you met there. It seems that the council is somewhat hearing what they want to hear, rather than what is actual fact.
It's madness. And we're going to be on the back foot for the start of an invasion as a result of it.
I believe that Talas Val still has a standing army. The defences of the city are still being looked after. They are not being abandoned. We are in a position
So it will
of...
be a surprise attack versus a prepared attack.
Indeed.
Defense.
The people
Well,
will
my
have
preferred
made
option would have been to have gone on the offense. I would have preferred to have marched some forces out to Briarcrest, seen what the Broken Sky are up to there, but
No one
I
can
am
walk
not in
on
charge.
clouds, Adric. That's
Cloud giants can.
Can they? But they're
So
so
I hear.
big.
So I hear.
Anyway,
For starters, we know that Briarcrest is currently run by a member of the Broken Sky, so the fact that Talas Val is reaching out to Briarcrest
Well,
suggests...
we know that that is currently being operated by the Broken Sky. And we have evidence to suggest that there are key members that are involved. But Briarcrest was once part of the Republic.
a part now run by the Broken Sky.
Indeed. I'm not saying that it is not, that there are not potential concerns, just that from what information I have, there are no obvious concerns of the council's integrity.
We've also just discovered that frost giants, there's only 2 of them now. From the camp that we previously met, only one survived. Cam brought another back. But Falania stationed a dragon there, a blue dragon.
A large dragon.
Yes.
really big.
His name is Thunderfang.
This dragon
Thunderfang.
is still alive.
Thunderfang. The name rings a bell, but I'm not sure why. Something I read, perhaps back in Brasaris. Perhaps ask Lady Amaryllis about such things. Whilst she was absent from the world for a long time, dragons often pass on names to their offspring. If there was a powerful ancient blue dragon, it may have passed the name on to others. We may know some information about
The fact that she can recruit a dragon in the first place.
That is what concerns me. Brasaris, it is not like my brother to ally itself with something like Falania. He does not share power. It could be that this is perhaps a rogue dragon, a dragon that is no longer a part of the kingdom of Brasaris, or it could be that my brother is up to something. I'm not sure. But if this is true, then it means that Falania not only has a blue dragon, she also still has the Roke, which you witnessed at Veldeban, as well as fire giants and whatever else that she can get her hands on.
The dragon was in the Troubled Lands, and we think that it's gone to gain strength back after our fight. We couldn't kill it. If we did, then Reynard wouldn't be with us just now.
But you injured it at least.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
much.
Perhaps you might have slowed it down. It may not be able to attack soon. We may have some time.
Talking of time,
Yes.
we need to rally everyone that we know of. How do we get them all here at the same time?
Well, who do you have that you can bring?
People from Arborea?
The plain Arborea.
Yeah.
We have the items.
Do you want the full list?
We have the items.
Well,
Roll call.
does it take time to summon them here?
I guess rallying the items
What did we?
should be enough to rally them. That's fine.
I mean,
List.
no, I'm not passing you this. Roleplay it.
Yeah.
We have
We have the help of the Eerie and the Centaurs. We have Salar, you, Damon, and the Moonspire troops. Grunka, you should really check in with her.
Well, if
You
Uncle's
should.
back.
We have yourself. The Unbroken Empire have promised to help however they can.
That was only 2 days ago, so
For
it could be
the-
late.
If you've secured allies from the Unbroken Empire, they would be very useful, but it will take them time.
They could always rear flank.
For the-
Ideally, they will arrive as reinforcements.
The centaurs and the winged elves, we have the knife of Kaga and the feather of Visa. We just need to speak their name and they will appear.
Hot feather.
That is useful. As a
But it's
tactician,
Time yet.
I would advise waiting until we are in desperate need of
Use
allies.
them as surprise attack.
Yes.
That would be ideal. You say that there are the Silver Knights from the Moonspire. I'm aware of their works. Your father told me of them. They will be great use. They have excellent cavalry. Again, not use in terms of a city defense, but great reinforcements. Again, it will take them some time to arrive. Interesting. I will speak with the Paladins and Cassandra. We will do what we can with a small number. We are small but well trained. Dermot has the army, but the only thing we can do, if you cannot convince the council to be more prepared, is to do what we can.
We need a place, right,
Yeah.
to rally everybody and to have a sanctuary so we can check everybody's still alive, right?
Yes. Well,
Where would we do that? The temple?
if you wish, the temple is a holy place. It is technically we are under government of the council. We are the paladins. Long ago, when the city was first founded, swore an oath to defend the city in return for a temple. We are not under military command, but we are expected to fight should the city come under attack. But other than that, yes, you can rally people here. If you have your own abode or location in the city, you could do so.
I don't know if it'd be wise for us to use the place we used to. It'd be the first place that they would know.
The
We
temple
were-
does have one benefit in that it is hallowed ground. Certain creatures are not able to enter. It won't stop a giant, but undead, fae, demon kind,
Stop something.
Yeah.
it is something. at
Any
least.
help?
And there are the barracks here, which you are welcome to stay in if you need to. We have spare placements. I am very grateful for your return. You will be of great aid in the upcoming battles to come. And please accept the humblest of apologies for not telling you of my true history in detail before now.
Well, we knew it.
Well, I knew that I had explained some of it, but I'm sorry that you had to keep a secret from me. From now on, please do refer to me as Adric if you wish, and know that it is... things will be difficult, but as long as we remain true to ourselves and to each other, I'm sure that we can overcome obstacles. To this nature, I should also inform you of one thing, is Lady Amaryllis and I have become close, very close.
No.
He looks at you.
Exactly.
You do not need to give me any protection of indecency, Mr. Ferrohorn. I'm sure you picked up on certain signs from a few days and weeks.
Blind.
But she is somebody who understands my homeland and my nature as a Dragonborn, and I am somebody that can understand her true nature as well. But she has become quite dear to me, and I'm glad that she also has you as allies as well.
Good for you.
Despite all that has,
Good for you.
despite all that has happened with Talas Val and the castle, I must say that you do look reinvigorated.
It is good to be myself. It is good to not hide behind a fake name, and also the position of champion anymore. From now on, I am neither champion of Talas Val, nor am I Korak, hero of the Dawn Republic. I am Adric, paladin of Bahamut, friend of all of you,
Ball and chain, Lady Amy.
companion of Lady Amaryllis, shall we say. But it is good to be honest, to be myself. I have felt better than I have in years. I feel ready for this battle, even if it will be my last.
Is there any anticipation on when?
There are scouts which are meant to report back. They should at least give us 24 hours notice if the army is on the march.
Are we and our allies prepared for any morning for it to be the battle?
When you say allies, Mr. Buckland,
These people that are fighting.
the squires are ready. We are ready to act as we need to. The army should always be prepared for battle. That is a questionable sort with a large army. Many times people are not as prepared as we would like them to be, but that is the nature of armies. Defences are well maintained in Talas Val.
Are people looking to the sky for signs of warning?
The paladins are, but Alfred is also aware of things. He witnessed what you witnessed in Veldeban, and he is using his magic as best he can. That is as best as we can do. I have tried to spread word amongst the populace to make sure they have belongings, equipment ready to go if they must leave the city. Make sure they stockpile food if there is a siege, these sort of matters.
We do have a place for them to flee to. In Greybell, the place we went to before, hit by a vampiric scourge, no less. But
Scaly eyebrow raisers.
it's since been removed. There's no worries about that.
The city
Well, that
is
is good to
just-
hear.
It's a refuge, if needed.
The city is in a bad way, but it stands still.
It is something. It may be... The difficulty will be it is quite a distance to travel, and if the Broken Sky attacks us from the south, we would have to pass through their forces to reach it.
It's worth knowing.
It is worth knowing. It is a fallback position if nothing else.
Indeed. We need to send word to Reynard Daddio.
I suggest that there are probably many things you must do in the city. Stop in. There are a few people.
Can you send word? Have you got a squire that can send
word to what?
Champion Daddy. We can do it.
Champion's
I guess.
Hold.
I would
don't know
suggest
how-
you and go and Mr. Ferrohorn speaks
I walk
himself.
so much. I'm so used to walking through trees and appearing places.
I'm afraid you are but a mere mortal with us now, Mr. Buckland. There was one more thing. I have heard that at Finney's Tavern there was someone, a traveller, arrived a few hours ago to speak with you.
Okay.
We should speak to Finny anyway.
Could be an
potentially.
assassin.
Actually, last time it was, wasn't it?
Do you
It
know
wasn't
the
essentially.
traveller?
I'm afraid I've been too busy. I simply heard that somebody was asking for
How long
Cam
have they
and
been there?
Elora. Perhaps not long, perhaps half a day.
Maybe we should go check it out.
We should
should
be
also find
cautious.
Grunka.
Very cautious.
Well,
It could be Gronka.
if she's on the way, if we could make some time.
Where does Grunka usually stay, though?
You don't know where she stays.
We don't know where she stays.
Does she know?
We literally
She's been
don't
helping
know where
out.
to
She
look
was
for.
helping out, like clear out Broken Sky
She
in the
knows where
city.
Finney's Tavern is.
Alright, Adric, I understand my uncle made it safely back to the city
He
and
did.
in his stead, most likely, a half-orc. You might have met her, has 2 chains.
She has a cape.
I remember somebody matching that description, yes.
Might have been wearing my cape.
Ah, yes, the black and gold, or black and yellow.
The bumblebee cape.
Yeah, black and
Yes.
gold,
He
yes.
smirks. Indeed. I remember seeing such an individual, but I don't know where she or they are.
Right. Wondering if she recruited herself to be of use or just...
She made it clear with Felix that she would be willing to assist and train and help, but she did not seem to appreciate the more religious environment that I find myself
That makes
in.
sense.
Yeah.
Sounds like her. I guess if we see her, we see her.
We'll find her.
Very well.
Thank you, Adric.
Be prepared,
It is Adric.
Adric. Be prepared. Make sure you are ready for battle if it need be. As I said, scouts should be able to give us at least a day's warning if an army is on the march, or but if they attack from the sky, if they attack with magic, we will have less time.
Thank you. And be prepared.
Always. He gives you a formal bow. May the Platinum Dragon travel with you. And he turns around, goes and fetches some water and things like that.
Ooh, can we so not role play it out, but can we just do the whole exchange?
Get in the
his
armor and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You probably
Oh,
have to
yeah.
leave it for 24 hours, and then they'll be able to adjust it.
So we
fine.
drop that
Okay,
off.
yeah,
Right,
so-
drop that off for 24 hours. So
Yeah.
you want to get adjusted for Reynard, yeah? Can you wear medium armor?
It doesn't say.
Ranger.
That's literally the box you meant to write it in.
I know. I mean, I'm wearing leather armor right now. Is that not medium?
No. Leather
Right.
armor is light.
What kind of RPG is this?
When you
Leather armor is always light in RPGs. What are you
Cloth
talking
armor
about?
is always light.
Shut up.
That's not armor.
That's not armor.
Robes
That's not
and
armor.
stuff. It's all light.
You are
Lighter.
proficient in medium armor. However,
It's scale armor.
the way that is it scale armor? Yeah, I think scale is still medium.
Adamantine scale armor.
Yeah.
So the other thing to just mention with medium armor is that basically it limits your AC, your dex bonus to AC.
Really?
So scale mail means that your armor class would be 14 plus a maximum of 2 dexterity. So you'd be 16 armor class.
Right.
Better than current.
Yeah, I mean, it's one more.
Yeah, and also it has the benefit of the adamantine bonus.
Oh, and
What
Yeah,
is
it's
that
like crit hits.
Adamantine means that critical hits just become normal hits.
yeah, and also +2 initiative with that armor of Ashford.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that.
Cool.
+2 initiative on your advantage on initiative.
Yeah.
It does
I
have
hit
disadvantage on stealth checks though, because it's noisy.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nah,
pretty
Okay.
bad at stealth
you're not a
anyway.
stealth.
Where do you want to go? Do you want to go now?
Do we go to your Champion's Hall Daddy-O first, or do we finish
Everyone.
Tavern first?
Or Enaran.
You
What's
also
the
have.
route? So we're
So
at the,
you've basically you're at the Temple Bahamut, which
So
is
we
very
wanna
close
hit
to Champion's Hold, but you know that you've got somebody who wanted to speak with you at Finney's Tavern. You haven't caught up with. You've got Finney, Enaran, Balasalat, Grunker, and
we could do with some
the dad and stuff like that.
potions and stuff.
Yeah, we should.
Can I just retcon a little bit and ask Adric to give Lady Amy the necromancer's diary that I picked up and
Yes.
have no idea.
Yes, cross that off.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go Champion's Hall first, as closest.
Yeah.
Tell your dad to expect a giant.
Finney's is on the way to Enaran's, isn't it?
Mhm.
I'm trying to, in my head, go.
Yeah, Finney's is basically on the main
Connect dots.
thoroughfare. It's on the main sort of like street. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Traders' Way.
Yeah.
Would we also find Alfred there? Champion's Hold? I guess we would, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
He's got his-
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, we
potentially.
can.
Pass
If
word
he's
on.
there, but if not, then we can always ask Fairhorn.
Yeah. Well, it was just because we
Pass it
we were trying to keep the lab safe, and now a giant's going to appear in it. 2 giants and a
Yeah.
bear.
They're nice
Yeah.
though.
But that's why we're telling your dad, right? So that he can
Okay.
inform them.
But
No,
are we
we're-
going to tell him about?
Oh yeah,
the
no,
lab?
yeah. That's why we were gonna just say to him.
We trust it. We trust
by
your
the
dad,
way.
right? Do we?
I
Is it
Let's
dad?
ask.
trust
let's
that
ask-
he's
why
honourable.
Why don't we swing past? Ask your father if we can meet with Alfred,
Yes.
and then continue
Okay.
our journey, and then
Deal.
go back when Alfred's there.
Deal.
Try and figure out what he knows, I guess.
Also, do you think your father is trustworthy enough to tell him to be on his guard for broken sky agents within the council?
Last time we spoke to him about the Broken Sky, he was adamant. Huh?
I get it.
Adamant.
That's new armor. I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, that they didn't exist. So I believe he is just
Yeah. He might be just as brainwashed as the
Let's
rest
just
of the council.
willfully avoiding
Let's
it.
just use him to get to Alfred then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're going to head to Champion's Hold, right? Okay. So it doesn't take you long. You travel there. Like, it takes you a few hours or whatever. You arrive at Champion's Hold, and when you enter, you can see that you are no longer allowed free reign of the Champion's Hold in a sense. You are basically asked who you're here to speak to. You know, you have to go up to the front desk, that sort of thing. The guards kind of lead you up to the sort of like main reception hall area where there are attendants. And when you find one, there's a young woman there, maybe a half-elf, you think, slightly pointed ears. What's that?
Attractive?
Fairly so, but like on an average sense, like she's just a nice lady. She bows to all of you. Particularly, she's very sort of like Lady Galanadel, Master Ferrothorn, gentleman, lady, pleasure.
Oh, sorry?
Lady.
I'm just being polite. She just looks at you strangely.
Master Buckland.
It's at this point that you notice that there is somewhat of a kind of commotion as there is a figure who enters who the guards are having a bit of sort of trouble with. Kim, can you go get that thing for me? Just from outside.
I get prop.
Thank you.
Can you get my pencil? It's on the table. It's out there. I
Wow.
forgot it. I was so busy making my spells.
You make it so difficult.
What a mess.
That was a right old mess. Some of the guards are sort of, it's kind of happening sort of like down the hall from roughly where you entered, but it's almost like they're sort of refusing access. They don't seem to, they're asking him questions, seems to be a bit sort of like nervous or something like that.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
Got it.
It's big.
it's a big one. Get on it, you're seeing it. Look at this. There he is.
Oh, you can't hear me.
There's the thing I wanted.
There's the prop.
Get my pencil.
Benjamin Green.
Have you got spare
Oh, it's
pencils?
so lifelike.
You've got spare pencils.
I got spare pencil.
Hello.
Pencil. Hello. So,
I don't know what's happening.
Trellamar.
What's this?
My dice pad.
Trellamar Alith.
Is that me?
That's you.
Is it?
You arrived in Talas Val, having set off from Aramount.
Right.
You and some of the Drow houses, specifically the Drow scouts, had learned that large numbers of orcs and hobgoblins had been making their way from the Wormjaw Mountains towards Talas Val. Knowing the predicament, knowing the threat of the Broken Sky, you were like, something's probably up. I should probably go and tell my mates. So you set off, you tracked
But I
off.
couldn't find them. That's why I found this.
Well, you basically, exactly. You went to the tavern that you knew, Finney's Tavern, where they were last time.
Oh yeah.
You were told that they were out of the city, that they weren't around at the moment. You'd learned basically that Korak, whose real name was Adric all along, and was actually, he's an evil. He's got a twin brother who's an evil dragonborn. Apparently, he murdered somebody. Like all this information came out. Basically, he lost some sort of vote that determined who got to rule over the city. You didn't know what was going on, so you've made your way to Champion's Hold, the big building where Korak used to be, to try and at least tell them, like tell the council what's going on, that there's this threat. And as you've gotten there, these guards who you don't really recognise are like, whoa. Mate, sorry, who are you? What are you trying to do? And they've stopped you, and they've stopped you from sort of like entering. They're like looking you up, and they're like, why are you carrying these weapons? Why are you coming in here? What are you doing?
I need to speak to the council.
Well, who are you? What's your name?
Trellamar Alith.
All right. Well, we can send word to somebody, but you have to wait here, and we have to take your weapons. You have to hand over your crossbow.
This is urgent. This is matter of life and death.
Well, I'm sure that's the case, but we can't just let you in here. And you're kind of
We've seen
overhearing.
it,
Yeah,
right?
you're overhearing snippets of this conversation. And you kind of like, his hood comes back and you can see this drow man with white hair, the streak of black in it, the silver armour.
Do I still look like George Clooney?
Yeah, you've still got, you're still aged up a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
I think more of the Idris Elba because someone drew.
Idris
yeah.
Elba a little bit.
okay.
And then you finally recognise it as Trell because the tiny purple dragon that coils out onto his shoulder, you recognise Granamir. Just to clarify, Reynard, you've never met this man, despite the Christmas events.
I didn't have
You don't know this man.
That was a dream. It was a dream.
It was a dream.
It was a good dream.
And yeah, they're just like, look, Mr. Alif, we'll send somebody, but you have to wait here.
I'm gonna just, seeing that it's Trell,
Yeah.
just go, Trellamar! And just run over.
Stand aside! I say to the guards.
Yeah.
Just push past.
God.
They're like, who the fuck? And like they seem to think, they're like, and then they just kind of like step back, cause a bit of a scene. People sort of like blustering around.
I'm gonna run over and give him a hug.
You
Hello!
hug- you hug
I've been
her.
looking for you!
She's really strong now.
Oh, really?
I am.
Yeah.
My
Like
ribs.
she actually
Yeah.
like picks you up off the ground,
Whoa.
like, as if you weighed nothing.
Like,
Like
yeah, you've been pumping those irons or something.
Yeah. Or it's a little bit magic. But
Okay.
sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
better.
Nice to see you. Can I can put me down?
Can I
please?
take Granomir off his shoulder and just
scoots over, flaps his little pudgy wings.
pudgy wings?
Yeah,
Is he got
A lot of
pudgy wings?
chocolate.
yeah, he's a little bit. He's a bit pudgy now.
Him.
Yeah, well, you know, he sneaks off and gets his own grub.
Spider
I
eggs.
can't help it.
Yeah, super. Lots of protein in spider eggs. That's what he's been eating all the time.
Train him up. Good to see you.
Okay, nice to see you. How you been doing?
Well, fine. Yeah.
Yeah?
All good.
Everything good?
Yeah. Lost my light bulb, but yeah, it's all good.
You done what?
What? That's you too.
What?
Yeah, you technically don't know that.
He's
I
lost
do.
his. You've lost your lightborn ability.
Yeah.
That's the bonus.
When
So
are you
if I
going
try,
to-
if I kill you,
He won't
that's
come
it.
back.
That's it.
Very enough. So when you're talking to these guys, just stood at the back really awkwardly is a man with like gingery hair tied back in a ponytail, black and yellow like nobleman's outfit with big puffy sleeves. He looks like a big bumblebee with
I've
a big
just,
fancy crossbow.
I've just nudged the assistant as well and just said, like, just make sure you get that appointment, by the way. We're going to need that.
She like nods. She's like, yes, of course, Mr. Farron. I'll head off now. I trust that your companions seem to know this individual, and she kind of nods.
Apparently
Do you want me to bring your father here, or do you just wish to go and speak with him?
We'll go in.
You will need to take some armed guards with you, just so you know, for protection purposes.
Ooh. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll just saunter over.
Oh yeah, this is Reynard.
And this is
Trelamar.
Trelamar.
And this is Granomir. He's so cute.
Trelamar Alif.
Yes.
You spoke of him. I have heard many great things about you, and I'll give him like a very deep bow
Well,
and say it's very nice to meet
Thank
you after
you.
all this time.
I've heard nothing about you.
Well,
He was your replacement.
I see.
Yeah.
Like that, was it?
It's a little awkward, but at the same time, he's done
mean-
very well to fill.
His fashion sense is.
fantastic. I know.
Dire.
Thank you.
Well, that's one word for it. But
Yes. No. There's plenty of others. No, fantastic's good enough.
Yeah, and so seeing that some of you seem to know it, the guards kind of step off, and you can see that they're kind of lingering on the outskirts. And yeah, you're just kind of left in this main foyer at the moment.
What are you doing here?
well, I was looking for you. But as usual, you guys went around.
Were you
We're
in
just-
Finney's Tavern?
Yes.
We don't need to go to Finney's Tavern
Check
anymore.
that off
Oh,
the
that was
list.
you.
Ah.
Last time we were in Finney's Tavern and someone wished to speak with us, it turned out to be Felania.
Yeah, it
So we
wasn't
were
right.
mildly cautious.
Yeah.
Maybe don't go there.
Yeah.
Just as a warning.
Okay.
Either
Kind of
way,
the first place that they might look for us, actually.
why are you looking for us? Even though we are the heroes of the world.
You
I
haven't
get
joined
it.
the Broken Sky, have you?
No.
I'll
He's
slap
already
you
done
so
that,
hard
technically,
that you
once.
break the sky.
Oh,
Yes, the two of you did actually. Yeah.
Oh, I remember those heady days.
Secret handshake.
What do you know? Why are you here?
Well,
Why are you looking for us?
He missed us. Clearly.
because everything's gone tits up.
I knew you were going to say that. I don't know why, but I knew. Okay.
It's a very common phrase
Yeah.
in
The world.
Underdark.
Yeah.
How
What
is the
does
Underdark?
tits up mean?
It means things have gone bad.
No.
Bad big time.
Big time bad.
Big time bad.
Okay.
It's a great saying. It works
Yeah.
for so many occasions.
Up.
Oh no,
I'll use it for
gonna use
different
it now.
reasons. No.
She's going to use that phrase now.
Yes.
No,
Please
I
do. use it all the time, Juto.
You people are such an education.
Well, yeah. So.
What happened in the Underdark? What?
Well, is that all sorted?
It's ongoing. Ongoing. It's you've basically come away because like that's an ongoing issue. That's like not a quick resolution. That's like, you know, ancient evils underneath the earth, constantly keeping them at bay kind of deal.
Okay.
This is a fuck. That's a lot of orcs and hobgoblins going towards Talas Val. I should probably let the guys know about this.
Oh,
Well, the Underdark problem sorted that out easy. You know,
Wow.
they got me along. Well, you know, just a few days' work for me.
I thought you weren't cut out for it, but that's amazing.
I know.
Good
I
for
know.
you.
Oh, thank you.
That's
thank
great.
You. The other problem, this is what I was coming to find you for, was that there's like lots of orcs and hobgoblins heading towards Talas Val. And,
Sorry, what?
yeah,
A
a huge
for how
horde
long?
of. For how long?
When did you hear this?
How long ago was this?
So you found out they'd already kind of marched. They'd probably been they'd sort of been on the march for like maybe a day and a half before you could leave. You had to kind of wrap things up. You kind of heard about it. They got a bit of time. You left using a bit of magic and some things like that. You've managed to kind of outpace them a little bit. You suspect maybe a day and a half away. They've probably reached Briarcrest already. They might have rested there or camped outside it or something like that. You're not sure.
That.
Yeah.
A day and a half away.
That means something's happening soon.
And are these orcs and hobgoblins a broken sky thing, or?
Well, I mean, why else would they?
So as you guys are
Unless
having
they're
this
coming to our
conversation,
aid.
there is another big kind of kerfuffle. You see, outside of Champions Hall, like basically there is what appears to be carts, like wagons, like carriages, carrying wounded-looking soldiers wearing the green uniform of the Talas Val army, as well with a couple of runners. You actually recognise one young man who seems to be running alongside it. He's kind of running alongside. He's got a spear that he's kind of like a broken, like in half spear with a shield. He's got long, sort of curtain floppy hair, like little bit of skin scruff, and he's kind of like running along.
What is his name?
Well, you don't know. You just see him running along. He gets to the front of Champion's Hold. He's like, "We got to speak to the council right now. There's an army on the way. We need to talk to them right now." And the guard's kind of like, he's like, "Second Lieutenant Barris, let me in." And they're like, "Well, all right, hang on, hold a minute, Lieutenant." He's like,
Barris?
walks off. He like looks over, and he's like looks, and you can see now he's got cuts. He's got like an arrow like half stuck in like his shoulder, that's kind of like being snapped off. He looks pretty beat up. He's got cuts and bruises. He looks up and he's like, "No way." I don't bloody believe it. And he's like, he like runs up and he's like shaking Cam's hand, and he's like, "Fucking, I didn't care." And he like wraps an arm around Elora, and then he's like, "Mr. Trelamar," and he like shakes your hand, Miss Juto, and he like just gives a bow. He's like, "I knew not to touch you. That's all right." "I can't believe it. What bloody fortunate timing. Look, I've got to speak to the council. There's a fucking army a couple of days away."
Yeah, I've just been telling them that.
Did you see them as well?
Yes, yeah.
Fuck me, it's like there's a bunch of them all down south by Briarcrest, but we've got word that there's more to the north as well. It's like, "Oh, sorry, sir," and he just bows his head, thinking that you're some random noble. He's like, "Look, I'll come back and speak to you, but I've got to let them know right now. I've got to find Commander Durr."
Go.
He's like, and he like scoots off into the building, and you can see that like several others, like medics, are now kind of coming up and pulling the wounded away, taking them off towards like the army barracks near
I might
Champion's Hold.
just healing word him
Yeah, if
as
you want
he's
to.
running away.
Yeah. What,
I'll do
first level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just,
Little tickle.
Right,
Little
so orcs and
Copperfield.
hobgoblins to the south, more from the north.
3 + 5, 7.
I mean,
8.
we're done. We're a little bit like panicked right now.
Should we just go back to
very
Warrior?
panicky.
You watch as like a couple of like cuts and bruises and things heal up and stuff. He just
Well, he certainly picked up some of the city language in his time here.
He was always like that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he was rather clean-mouthed.
Around us, but
He came from a farm. Surely he was foul-mouthed.
Raynard is just like, "Who the fuck was that guy?"
Yeah.
This is
When
like
was the last time you saw him?
When
A
was
long
that time we
time.
met him?
Probably months ago,
Yeah.
like when you first arrived in Talas Val, which was
wasn't
like
yet, yeah.
3.5 months ago.
yeah, a while ago.
Right little get together. Anyone else gonna pop out of the shadows?
Don't know.
Someone in a barrel just gonna pop out.
Riding upon Thara's dawn.
Why do you say these things?
Never
Can you
again.
just go and get the thing?
There is a larger commotion as obviously Barris's pronouncements are causing a stir. You see several important-looking officials, several kind of armed in full breastplate and helms, kind of running around after people as well. Some of the kind of secretarial staff are like immediately like pulled over, like, "You need to go and speak with Magister blah blah blah," like several of the guild members and things like that. "Go and speak to them right now." They send them off and things like that. Eventually, sort of, you do witness as the secretary that you sent off comes down in a rush, and she's just like, "Master Ferrahorn, your father wants to speak to you personally right now. I'm afraid he's being called to an emergency meeting of the council right now, but he wants to speak to you beforehand."
Well, I'd like to bring everyone with me.
We're the armoured
he
guard.
asked to speak with you personally, but
Reynard,
you can try if you wish.
It's fine.
time is of the essence. Try to convince your father of the broken sky.
Oh, can I bring one of them with me at least?
You can bring whoever you wish. I just passing on the word of your father.
Take Trelemar. He's seen the army.
True, actually.
This will be a nice bonding experience. Go! Go!
Very true.
Get to know each other, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Time is of the essence.
Meet my family.
Wow, this is moving very quickly for me. I don't usually meet the parents on the first date.
The secretary
Bring
bows
it,
and leads you off.
Flashback.
She leads you up onto the third floor near where the council chambers are, this kind of large mahogany-walled building, and you can see that there are several important-looking people. You recognise some of these. You've been in Talas Val before. You recognise Malia Goldborn. She's the dwarven council member for the miners and smiths. She's currently there stood with a older-looking halfling woman who looks very nervous. Like she's like pale. You can see her hands are slightly trembling, and several guards are around them, and they seem to be waiting. Your father actually catches you in the corridor. He glances at Trelemar, just kind of doesn't seem to really realise who he is or not know. He's just like, Rainey, we've just heard about these scout reports. Apparently there is some large force on its way here. I need you to gather your things and go to the manor immediately, outside of the city.
Well, you're running away.
Wait, hang on. Firstly, Father, hello.
Yeah.
Secondly,
Yes.
congratulations on your position. Thirdly,
Thank you, son.
told you.
Well, he like looks, and you can see that some of the other council members are kind of like listening in now. He's just like, we are aware that there are some forces, but some of these scouts are sometimes prone to over-exaggerating numbers, and even if it does, the army is well prepared, and a siege is something we can handle.
I would like to let you know, just straight away, over-exaggeration is probably not what the scouts have done here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they've missed a few forces from the east and the west also.
Well, the Shard Lake is to the west, so they couldn't possibly have come from that way.
Oh, God.
Checkmate.
But it doesn't matter. You need to get your things, go home, get your brothers, and secure yourselves. Come here. Come to the Champions Hold. Get the family. Bring
we
them
hold
here.
up everyone in Champions Hold, and what of the rest of the city?
Well, that's what the army's for. They'll be defending the walls. The council will decide what needs to be done. Who is this drow elf that you've brought here? Who is this?
This is Trelemar Alif, old friend, actually. We've known him for a very long time.
I'm sure.
Yes, me and Rainey
Reynard,
go back a long way.
Of course, yes. At this point, the dwarven woman kind of steps in. I remember him. He was with that group of Korak's friends, Adric's friends. Mr. Leith, Mr. Ferrohon, we've not had the pleasure of meeting. My name is Malia Goldborn, council member for the Miners and Smiths. What do you have to... You came to speak with your father for a reason, but beyond gloating, I'm assuming?
Oh, well, it was mainly to inform him of a few people that will be arriving in the city shortly, but honestly, there's more coming
It does
than we
seem
expected.
it does seem to be that way. You, of course, and your family should retreat to Champions Hold. We will have defensive barracks set aside specifically for families of the council members, but do rest assured that the army will be prepared to fight this foe on the walls. The Broken Sky we've chased off once before. This army won't prove much of a problem, I'm sure.
How long have you been in the council, Malia?
I've been in the council for several months now.
Oh, okay. Just wondering. There was a few changes, shake-ups, you know.
Indeed, after several people decided to quit the council from supporting Korak, to their credit. They supported who they felt was best, but obviously we need to ensure that the council has members who are dedicated to representing the city as well as it can. Mr. Leith, I wasn't familiar that you were friends with Mr. Ferrohorn, but is there any particular reason that you and your adventuring companions might be involved in any of this?
Well, only that there's a great big bloody army coming from the north and from the south, and as you know, we have fought off the Broken Sky on numerous occasions, alongside Korak, or Adric, as you are now referring to him.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Commander Dermot has briefed most of the council on information that he and you and your friends have discovered. Obviously, they are a slightly larger force than we first foresaw, but we have to deal with this in a rational way. And at this point, the halfling woman is just like, rational way? Malia, you said that we got rid of them. You and the rest of them thought that we cleared them out. They attacked in that... And she's like, you can see she's panicking, like she's hyperventilating, panicking. And the dwarf just kind of like glares at her and is just like, calm yourself, Rosie. This is not how respected individuals need to act. We need to get yourself together. We need to lead. This is exactly why the people voted for us, and that's what we're going to do.
What is your plan for the armies from either direction?
Commander Dermot will brief us on what he thinks is the best course of action. He is our military advisor, of course. We will also be taking advice. If you or your companions wish to send a representative, you may do so. I do appreciate that you and your companions, Mr. Leith, have done a lot in the past. We will appreciate your input, but understand that it would be on an advisory basis. Apart from that, I recommend that you secure some supplies. The siege, if they do attack Talas Val, it's best for us to keep the civilians here, inside the defensive walls, where we have supplies. If they're approaching from the north and south, we cannot send people along those routes. Good day. And she turns. Your father leans in and is just like, before they seal the gates, go and get your family. Make sure that they're safe. Make sure that we have everything that we need.
I mean, what was I trying to convince him of again?
That broken sky are a real thing. And
I mean, he knows that.
they're
Like,
on the council.
Alfred.
do you know the whereabouts of Alfred before?
Master Glühweiss, yes, I believe him and some of the other magisters have been working on some magical defences or some such investigations.
Do you know where he is right now, or is he going to be swept up in this?
Rainey, I'm not purview to the ins and outs of every single occupant of Champion's Hold. He will be around somewhere.
Brilliant, thank you.
Lip at me.
Oh, I don't know what to say. How close are you to the other council members?
We've been business partners for several years. I know several of them offhandedly. Some of them I've had dealings with. Why?
Any suspicious types?
He just like rolls his eyes. He's like, Rainey, these people have been voted for by their representative guilds. These people represent the will of Talas Val. Of course they can be trusted. That'd be ridiculous. Why on earth would they stand for public office if they weren't serving the best interests of the people? Reading this guy, yeah, this guy's a little bit like clueless. You can see he's probably a businessman, but yeah, he's not a politician.
He's obtuse.
He's something.
Now, other council members will be here. Go and get your family. Make sure they're safe.
Will you be there when we send forward representatives to hear the...
There will be an emergency meeting now. We'll be discussing it now. If you have somebody you wish to send, have them come immediately. Or you or this Mr. Alif may stay here.
Leaf, actually, is TH.
My apologies, your strange elven words. Awful.
Whoa, okay, Father.
This is not a time for pedantry on names!
I suppose. Speaking of, Reynard, not Rainy.
I will call you what you... I called you Rainy since you were running around in cloth pants. I will call you what I wish now.
I still do every now... Okay.
Say, what are you wearing now?
I will go grab who I can. I will see you very shortly, Father. Along with the rest of the council members, I assume.
Everyone will be in attendance, yes.
Good. In that case, I guess we just head back and talk to everyone else.
Are we not going to stand and fight against the hordes that are oncoming? We're not just going to run away, surely.
No, he was saying to bring them into the city, is what he was saying.
Oh,
I see. He was saying Reynard to get his family and bring them into the city.
Well, my father is also saying that I should hold up in the...
Yes, he was also implying that you would be with them when they do that.
Wait, to hold up, but I'm not going to do that.
But you are a capable fighter, I guess.
Well, of course.
You're hanging around with Juto and Elora and Cam.
Son of a bitch.
We have something in common, you and I.
The bonding
A very,
complete.
very low opinion of Cam Buckland. The one thing you have in common.
So I want to head back to everybody else
Okay.
and just let them know there's an emergency meeting happening now with all of the council members.
And Dermot.
And Dermot, to talk about military, I guess, what their plan is for the forces from the north.
You kind of got the impression that their plan is bring everybody into Talas Val and
Yeah.
prepare for a siege. They prepare for like a defensive, you know.
But the main thing is that all the council members are going to be there. And that's a good time
Yes.
for...
Blowing them up.
Rather than sending one representative, we just all go.
Yeah, if you want to.
Is it possible to bring Korak with us? Adric?
No.
I mean, are you asking this to the individuals who are now leaving and going into another room, or are you asking Mark this? Because Mark's going to tell you don't know.
Okay.
Mate.
I think it'll take way too long. If the emergency meeting's happening right now and he's like
We
an
would
hour
have time to
away,
go to the temple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
fair
like
enough.
him anyway.
in that
Yeah,
case,
they don't like it. So
yeah, I'll just go back and tell everyone the emergency meeting's happening right now, and we're all invited.
Well, no, she said to send a representative.
We're all invited.
Okay, you can all try and go if you want. Yeah.
We're all going in.
What do you guys want to do? You just
you
guys want
coming
to
back
go
to tell
and
us?
attend
We
this
don't know what's
meeting, or?
happening.
Oh, I'm going back to tell them. I think
Okay.
emergency
Okay, yeah, he
meeting.
comes back.
Okay.
Basically, Raynon comes back and informs you of the conversation matters and brings Tranmar with him, I guess.
How do we find Alfred?
Yeah, we need to find Alfred.
Who's Alfred?
Alfred is the guy that, remember we used to teleport into Champion's Hold?
Oh,
There's this
yeah.
old bumbling guy.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a frost
You
giant.
don't know who they're talking about. You've never teleported anywhere in your life.
He's a wizard who's made a teleportation circle, and Nilistri is going to be sending a giant through said teleportation circle.
He's
a
so I
friend.
kind of want to just warn them that the giant's going to appear.
Two giants.
Sverrier, did you meet
Two
Sverrier?
giants.
And a
yeah,
bear.
that rings a
You
bell.
met Sverrier.
Frost giant.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
That's very not important at this moment in time.
Nice.
You don't know that.
I like
least
how
Cover
once.
Granimir's ears.
as this conversation is happening, there is like just panic echoing around Champions Hall. Like
As
people are
for
running
Alfred,
around.
if an emergency meeting is happening, he will surely be there, I
If he's a
imagine.
member of the council, then
Yeah,
he's
true.
just, but he is setting up magical defences, you said. You did. Did you relay that to us? If he was...
Well, I said that Dermot is planning what the actual operation
Right.
is, so
So
he
it
will
hasn't
be
happened
there,
yet.
yeah.
Okay, so we can expect that Alfred would be.
So you guys are going to go to this meeting.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay.
We're going to
Fantastic.
bust in.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back very shortly.
With
Come and
this
join us then.
emergency.
Don't miss a thing. Matt's here.
Hi, Matt.
What a surprise! Come back.
He was the thing.
He was the thing. Come
Oh, he
back.
was the
We'll be back
thing.
in 5-10
Yeah,
minutes.
don't think there was an actual prop. Jesus.
No, that's it. It was him.
See you soon.
Bye.
Be back right back. Be right back.
Bye.
Yeah, welcome back. Kim was just doing a hip hop. Do what you did with your hat.
Hip hop.
Be hip hop gangster Kim.
She did this last week,
Wicked.
didn't she?
Wicked.
I'm pretty sure
Wiggity
you did
wicked.
this last week.
Welcome back.
She's getting old.
She forgot.
What are you, young man?
Welcome back.
I'm your carer.
We hope you enjoyed.
Kim? I thought it was Kim's mum.
Wow.
Go dark.
Right. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed Surprise Matt looking in Discord. Some of you really did. Welcome back to the
Got to
stream.
share your side of the table today.
Also,
Bullshit.
thank you Twitch for front page. It's always nice.
Yay!
So, you make your way up into the council chamber.
Yes.
The guards and the secretary attempt to say like, no, you were only meant to send one, and you're already like pushing your way in.
Hang on, I can't.
You push your way into a large circular wooden room with a large round table, which is a map of Talas Val itself, interlaid into the different zones and sectors, miniature versions of the walls, kind of sculpted out, champion's hold in the very center. Around the council in individual chairs, all about the same size. The actual previous chair that was reserved for Korak the champion has been removed. And now there is just equal chairs, all very plain, made from wood, stone, metal, kind of all different like materials around this singular table are there. There are also two other individuals. Alfred Glühweis, an older looking human male. He wears like a mustardy, kind of almost like tweed coat. You can see him with like a laced up front shirt. He looks quite weak and old, like his colour is very drained. He looks kind of a little bit sort of, wheezy. His hair is very thin and wispy, and he leans quite heavily on a cane. And he's stroking sort of like a bit of a white beard that he's grown out on his chin. He's kind of stood behind the council, as is Dermot. Sorry, three individuals. The other one you see is Dermot, wearing full breastplate. You can see that he has a green kind of cloak, and he is tooled up. He has got a long sword, short sword, a long bow with a quiver of arrows. His gauntlets, all of his armor is ready to go. He's got like potions. You can see vials on his belt of like small potions. This guy looks like he is ready for something to kick off, and he's just stood behind everyone, arms folded, watching the room intently. Stood next to Alfred is another figure that I believe most of you, except Reynard again, will recognize. She is a human woman with sort of like white hair. You can see that she wears a kind of silvery blue outfit, which has got various sort of like magical scrolls, wands, books, and things like that attached on belts and things like that. And you recognize her as being Trixania, who was an apprentice illusionist to the Mistress of Illusion, who teamed up with Viathan when you first encountered the vampires, back in on your way back from Veldaban.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did she the one who took the piss out?
Yeah, they basically had like a thing where she was going around pretending to be Cam, then the vampires attacked her and almost killed her.
She did a stage performance as me and like went around pretending to be the
and
butt.
attracted
She was
attention
funny.
from Karen Blackhurst, who tried to kill him.
It's lowbrow humour.
The 1 week ago I wasn't there.
We were in Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's why I wasn't there.
and yeah, you see her there, and you enter as a conversation is ongoing, and you can hear Dermot is kind of like arms folded. He kind of leans down. He's just like, with all due respect, Council, we've got a day and a half before these two forces arrive. I expect that they will conglomerate into one larger army, and then they will lay siege to Talas Val. We need to bring people inside the city. If we try and march out now, it's possible our forces could be cut off, and then we will be even more limited in our defenses on the outside. It's honestly my personal opinion that we bring everyone inside and we try and do our best to defend the city. But it's not going to be an easy victory. We've seen, the reports have reported things like giants, hobgoblins with warcasters, siege equipment. These people are preparing an attack. Like I warned you, this is not just an independent case. And some of the council members, there's murmurings. You can see several of the council members, including Frederick, look terrified. Their eyes are wide, you can see their hands trembling a little bit. They're trying to remain calm and trying to remain stoic, but several of them are quite nervous. The others range from a kind of angry. You can see Malia Goldborn just looks angry. She's just kind of like flexing her fingers. She's got like these just plain metal bands for rings. She's constantly playing with them, but you can see her clenching her fists, clenching her teeth, just kind of frustrated, looking at the map before her. Some of the other ones just look indignant. You recognize Vincent Horn. He just kind of looks very calm, but he's just sort of analyzing everything. Marley is the first one to speak. She's like, representatives of the Arcane Brotherhood, what do you believe to this? Alfred is like, it is a difficult scenario, of course. I only have a few apprentice wizards that we can station upon the walls to offer defenses. My teleportation circle can only transport a small number of people at a time. I must concur with Mr. Commander Dermot's opinion that our best option here is a defensive pact, though it will be difficult. I suggest that we employ as many able hands as possible, perhaps reaching out to various of the temples, including Adric and the Temple and the Paladins of Bahamut. I know that this council has had disagreements with them, but they are one of the best fighting forces, and we should use them. Trixania just comes in. My mistress, I do represent her interests. She is currently sending agents out amongst the army, trying to waylay them using illusions and several other traps and tricks. But speaking with Alfred, I must agree, we can use several delaying tactics along the way, but that will only just buy us time. We certainly can transport a number of people through those large armies. They'll be decimated. And she kind of takes a step back. And then the council kind of eyes turn on the five of you as you enter. Malia kind of looks around, and you can see several of the council. Doric, who is a young male dwarf who took over the Masons Guild, kind of gives you a very indignant sort of like look of, oh, these guys. As do some of the other ones who you don't actually recognize. But Malia kind of turns to you. Thank you. I did ask Mr. Ferrohorn for one representative, but it seems you're all very intent on being part of this discussion, and as capable individuals, I think that that is somewhat wise. The situation, so you are aware, there are two armies, about a day and a half's
Just
travel.
to interrupt, we do know the situation. We have been warning you of this situation for a while now. So can we just discuss what you're proposing to do about it?
As a silence falls over.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Dermot kind of is just like this. Trixania actually smiles. She's just like,
Walk
seems
out
quite
like
interested.
Moon tried.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
them
basically. Moon try. No, she kind of looks up and she's like, Miss Galanadel, I appreciate that you and the others had reported instances of the broken sky before. We investigated them and we took steps, and we believed that we had dealt with the problem. Obviously, you are right. We were wrong. However, there are some things you may not be aware of. This force is comprised primarily of what we are referring to as augmented human warriors. They bear the same tattoos that some of the agents that we fought before have. There is also large amounts of hill and stone giants with them, capable of doing considerable damage to our defenses. They're also equipped. There are also hobgoblin tribes carrying weapons of war, siege weapons. These have been crafted by fire giants, we believe, so they will be extremely powerful and strong. I believe that you warned us that Falania had access, this Falania character has access to some sort of flying ship and a large Orok that was in Veldaban. We were aware of the Orok, and it has not been sighted since. We initially believed it had been scared off, but it's likely it's being held in reserve.
To
Well,
add
you may
to
not.
that,
Please.
we have also encountered a dragon that she managed to get on her side.
Some of the council, you hear like a, what? Rosie's like, a dragon?
Would Reynard still have scars?
From like,
Magical
did see
healing,
them.
probably not. It's probably like a few faint ones.
Out of interest,
Mhm.
could I insight the entire room on that one? Not
Yeah.
not the entire
Yeah.
room, but like
can we have a look
Yeah.
at
General
just what
vibe.
like just see
Sure.
if there's anyone that's almost like, oh, a dragon, what?
yeah. 24.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can make
16.
Deception checks. Insight checks.
Oh yeah, 16.
I don't think
insight.
Cam would have thought to have done that.
No, you're kind of like in the moment, like, oh, shit's going down.
20.
Matt's trying to remember how to play D&D.
Yeah, I was like, what?
27 insight.
14 for me.
14.
Yeah.
16.
16.
24.
24. Looking around the room, there's a couple of things. You two, yeah, there's a couple of shifty-looking characters. Not necessarily that they don't react like, oh no, a dragon, but some of them that just seem to remain exceedingly calm. Elora and Juto, though, looking at those people, Vincent Horn is one, as is somebody, a male half-elf that you don't recognize. But looking at them, their calm demeanor, you can see that it is terror. Either these people know the kind of destruction dragons can cause, or they've heard about it, but the word dragon has really, really scared them. Like, to the
those
point...
two that were...
Particularly, it's almost like they're forcing themselves to remain exceedingly calm.
So they're not suspicious, they're just more...
They're just like, I mean...
They're in their happy place.
You can... Well, it's more that they're trying desperately to keep this facade of calm, to keep themselves from breaking down. Like, it's almost like trying to prevent a panic attack. They're like taking these deep breaths, but keeping themselves as calm as possible. You don't get the sense that anybody within the council is shifty or something like that. You don't get the sense that any of them are hiding anything. But there is this general shock, and it seems to be that those people, those two in particular, kind of shut down a little bit. Like, they're not really listening. They're kind of just so consumed by their sort of imagination or fear or whatever is playing on their mind.
There's no one that's like... I guess if there's loads of people that are scared, there's loads of people that are calm but trying not to
Nobody that
break
you
down.
nobody that you pick up on, that there's no sign of feigned allegiance or anything like that. You know, you get the sense that the people in this room seem to be on the up and up. Despite what you guys might have thought, despite your own personal thoughts, nobody's acting in a way that confirms those suspicions. Is what I'm going to say. I don't want to say that they're not doing
all
something.
just weak and not so courageous people leading a team.
That is the impression you get.
How's Daddy Ferrohorn taking it?
Surprisingly, he's one of the ones who's like, what? No, that's not possible. Like, almost in disbelief. But you kind of like, the moment takes a turn, Amalia is like, we've doubted Mr. Ferrohorn. Mr. Ferrohorn, we've doubted these people in the past, and obviously that was misguided. It is now our position to try and lead as best we can. This dragon, what type do you remember?
Blue dragon.
How large? My people have a little bit of history on such beings.
He went by the name of Thunderfang.
She kind of lands, and Alfred's just like, I will investigate it amongst my library and see if there are any records of such a beast. Normally, dragons that call themselves by names are somewhat notorious. I will do my best to see if I can find something out.
Just so you know the extent of this dragon's power, it wiped out all but one of a frost giant clan.
Another murmur, sort of like of...
The ones that didn't immediately bend to Felania's will were wiped out.
Yes, I was Steve, but I've muted it. So Malia kind of turns around and closes her eyes. So, she tried to sway some of her giant kin to her side, and they refused. So she sent this dragon to kill them.
You'll also be pleased to know that we beat it within an inch of its life.
That is good to know.
So it may take a day or two to recover fully.
Well, to give you more information then, so far we estimate, based on the scouts' reports, the Broken Sky have amassed troops numbering between 12 and 15,000.
Cool.
Amongst their number are these giants, siege weapons, and what we suspect to be warcasters. That is not something that is a force that Talas Val can defend against. When the city was first built, we ensured that the walls were very strong. We expected attacks from manticores and griffins and wyverns and beasts. We expected large bandit raids, so we ensured that there were sufficient defences. We've also had several siege defences prepared in its time, a few ballistae, some catapults, a few burning oils, cauldrons, that sort of thing.
What about the hidden armies?
This is, if they have creatures such as a dragon and perhaps this rogue, that is the larger threat. It is likely that Talas Val could potentially stand against the army. In fact, I think that we can stand against a normal army. The giants and these other creatures remain to be an issue. That's why your input here. I open the floor. What suggestions do you have?
One of my first questions is, have you closed the tunnels underneath the city?
Yes, that's one of the things that was done. I believe that you were absent from the city at the time. After you reported the tunnels to Dermot, we made sure that all of them were collapsed. We thoroughly searched the city. It is one of the reasons we believe that the Broken Sky had been dealt with. They had no longer had easy access within the city itself. It was after that we collapsed all of the tunnels, we started to capture more people. That's when we believe that they have likely vacated the city.
The people you've captured, where are they now?
They are being stored in the prisons beneath Champion's Hold.
Do they have tattoos?
The ones that did were killed. We executed them on the suggestion by Dermot himself, as they seemed to possess the ability to escape their bonds. The ones that did not have been kept, we are not bloodthirsty after all. They showed no sign of being able to escape, so we did not kill them.
You want some advice from us?
I am opening the floor to your advice, Mr. Buckland. I would ask that
I look down. Where?
I mean, provide us with your tactical input. But I appreciate that you yourselves and this council have not always saw eye to eye, but the people have chosen to have us lead. Adric had lied to us, many of us firm friends for many years, and this is the decision that people went with.
All of that is irrelevant.
Indeed.
In the face of war,
Indeed.
we must not focus on the politics of the city anymore.
Not during this battle, no.
All we need to do is survive and keep the people safe, are we right?
She looks around, and you can see that some of the more afraid ones, Frederick is kind of, it looks like he's about to say something, but kind of a look from Malia kind of silences him. She then turns to Dermot, who nods his head. I believe that is something we do agree on, Mr. Buckland.
In which case, my advice, and I assume my party share it, is that you let Adric back here to lend his support and his aid.
She just turns, she's like, Adric is more than welcome to provide tactical assistance. I know that he and Mr. Commander Dermot have been working together, and Dermot sort of like looks a bit shifty. He is a tactician. We know that he has fought large forces before. I am more than happy to temporarily assign him as a commander to the army.
And give him full rule over the army.
He will be a joint commander with Dermot and the other commanders. That is how governments work.
Good. And you give us free reign of the city as well.
You are citizens, and whilst I am confident that you are powerful spellcasters or warriors, I do not necessarily believe that any of you have strong military training. Of course, your help in battling this force will be appreciated, but giving you command, no.
I'm not asking for command. I'm asking for free reign, not to be stopped by guards at every corner.
No, you may. Yes, that will be more than we can easily do that. The guards will be preoccupied on manning the defences, where I would hope that you would place yourselves.
And the other thing is you will allow us to bring all the aid and support that we can provide, Talas Val.
Provide us the names of who you wish to bring, and we will ensure that
That'll be
is
difficult because there are full armies, and I don't know all their names.
What armies can you bring to bear?
So there's centaurs, there's winged elves, there's Moonspire, there's a frost giant, two frost giants, and a big dire wolf, a big bear. And there's a half orc with two whips. It's really cool. Yeah, and
you can stop there, Mr. Buckland. The centaur and winged elves, that is something that is very good to know, and the details, if you can share them with us, would be appreciated. Lady Galanadel, the assistance of the Moonspire, will be very appreciated and will help cement strong foundations between the Republic and the Elven Spires. And of course, in the future, whatever we can do to assist your spire will be reciprocated. Any military assistance at this time will be welcome.
If anyone starts appearing through trees in armour similar to mine,
if you
Moonspire attire, please don't shoot on sight.
There will be no shooting on sight as long as you coordinate with the commanders and inform them of who is coming, when and where and how many. That is the key information we need to know here.
No offense
to prevent panic.
To the council, but I don't recognize half these faces and I don't trust them all. So if you don't mind, I will coordinate with Dermot on military matters, and the rest can be kept as you know the army types that are coming.
She looks, and at that kind of pointing at some of the unique individuals there, some of them, Frederick is like, well, now look, Mr. Buckland, I appreciate that you are a friend of Reynard's, but these people are all people that we have worked with for years. These are people that have gained trust amongst their own communities. These are not just random people that we've plucked off the street.
And would them knowing our detailed military tactics benefit anything?
I'm not saying there is a need to let everyone know, but your immediate dismissal and distrust of everyone in this room, we are not going to accomplish anything if we're pointing fingers.
I said half.
If I may speak, how many of you remember growing rich and growing up through the ranks with Franco Sunsitter?
Malia holds up a hand. You have a point, Miss Jing, and after Franco's divided allegiances, I have been very careful with Commander Dermot's help to ensure that any new elected members had more thorough investigations done. And some of the council are like, what? And she's just like, oh, please, Kendrick, don't act so surprised. Do you think after letting one of these terrorists infiltrate into our council, I wasn't going to have your little personal histories investigated? He's just like, I can't believe it. I've worked with you for years. Like, they start, it's just like she holds up
and
her
what
hand.
of doppelgangers?
She points to Alfred. Alfred's like, very astute observation, Miss Jing. I have done a number of magical investigations to ensure that there are no shape changes present. Obviously, magic is not infallible, but we have tested as best we can. Malia's like, I'm not asking for you to tell everyone in this council what's going on, but there needs to be communication. Dermot will be communicating with other commanders. Those commanders may end up reporting to us, simply so we are aware of what's happening. We have our guilds to look after. These members, and she gestures around the table, are the people who have the best knowledge of what resources we have available. She points to Rosie Whitefield, the head of the Cook's Guild. Rosie knows how much food we have in supply if this is a prolonged siege. Mr. Ferrohorn is aware of our lumber limitations if we need to construct additional defenses. I know of our quarries, what we can possibly collapse. I appreciate your suspicion, and again, I know that this council has had a troubled history with yourselves and Adric. But now, like you said, it's not the time for politics. We must be careful. We have taken the precautions that we can.
It's also important to know that we have all of these potential surprise parties joining us in the battlefield, and the less people that know, the better.
The surprise would be our greatest advantage. Felania doesn't know.
And the lumber and the food leaders do not need to know those specifics.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Natural 20. Shit.
A 10 is half.
But he's got good persuasion now.
22.
22. She considers for a moment. How about this? With regards to the centaurs, the winged elves, communicate with Commander Dermot. Commander Dermot, I give you authority to treat this as a clandestine matter. Only yourself, Mr. Buckland, and these other 4 will be aware of the exact nature and numbers of those forces. The Elven Spire is different. That is a force here in the Dawn Republic that we must have relationships with. Miss Galanadel will communicate with Commander Dermot and myself, not these other council members. These frost giants that you wish to bring, we won't be able to really hide them in the city. They will be aware of who
Can we
is here.
communicate with Alfred on that specific matter?
Yes.
Thank you.
On a side note,
Yes.
the last time I was in this council room, there was a tiefling woman that I did not recognise on the council. Has she been dismissed?
She has. We believe that she was the agent working with the Broken Sky to deliver information regarding Adric.
What was her name?
It's on Wiki, but the name that her name is, I think it was like Mercy maybe? Something like that.
Okay.
After we received the information, which we did confirm to be true, Dermot traced back where she got the information from. And so she has been incarcerated below.
Another thing to note is that I am not sure how aware you are, we uncovered a plot by Felania. She was experimenting on children with a curious ability to come back from the dead if they were struck down. They discovered a way to harness this power. We are unsure of how ready they were or how much they had worked towards a solution to do so. However, you should be aware that there may be lieutenants or there may be forces with this power in the battlefield.
She nods. Commander Dermot, make sure that all of your sergeants and lieutenants and command captains are aware of this information so it can be disseminated. We may need to instruct our troops to ensure that downed foes are struck again, to make sure that they do not have this resurrectional ability.
Especially if they glow.
Dermot nods. I'll make sure that happens. The rest of these discussions will likely be of a more mundane nature. We will be preparing defences, a secondary defensive line throughout the city, in case the main walls do fall. We estimate we have approximately a day and a half. If there is anything you can do, you have my authority to do it, just let us know what you are doing first. That's all I ask.
We're here for Talas Val.
As we all are, Mr. Buckland, whether you believe so or not, we are all here to look after the people of our nation. We will have to send word out to the outlying farms. We won't be able to reach some of the further away settlements, but we will be bringing in a lot of refugees and people from outside into the city. This is going to get quite crowded, so be aware of that. When you and Mr. Gluvice bring in these frost giants, I ask that you keep them away from the general populace as long as possible. They will only incite panic.
If there's any more than 2, they aren't ours.
Only frost giants are with us. Just as a general note, we
It
know
will be
that we've already
noted.
dealt with fire giants, the ones that you've seen.
My concern is more that the general populace, those who are uneducated in the differences between the giants, will just see a giant and they may
Perhaps.
attack them.
Perhaps they can stay in Champion's Hold.
If they are giants, I'm not sure that anywhere is built for them, but we will see if we can create a tent, perhaps, that they can stay in outside the main grounds. It's likely the only way that we can build something big enough. At such short notice, of course.
They're used to surviving harsh climates. They will be fine in the city.
I think we'll be fine. It's more the general populace I'm afraid of. I would ask, when the siege begins, take place upon the battlements. It's where you are all spellcasters or capable warriors. There will be siege weapons. I ask that you join us there. Not all of the council members are trained in combat, but those of us that are will be working with the commanders, trying to do our part. Others will be here running logistics. That is the nature of these things. We have a lot to discuss. Thank you. And again, thank you for what you've done, but also for trusting us, at least for the time being.
Thank you for understanding our suspicion.
After what we've all been through and the fact that this threat is greater than any of the council appreciated, I believe that your suspicions could not be dismissed. But now is the time to prepare. She kind of gives a dwarven, very stoic sort of nod. She turns around. Apprentice Trixania, make sure that these are provided with anything that they need. Dermot, coordinate with Mr. Buckland and Lady Galanadel on arrival of forces. Mr. Gluvice, deal with these frost giants. The rest of us, we have a lot of matters to deal with. I want approximate numbers of all of our current supplies. I want you to speak with all of your current council guild members, make sure that we have an estimated number of fighting forces. If any of your labourers can wield a weapon, let's make sure that we've got a backup militia in case our armed forces need supporting. She gives you a nod. Good day.
May I have a quick word with Alfred?
Alfred, Dermot, and Trixania are coming with you, basically. They're
Okay, cool.
exiting the room
Can
as
I
well.
sort of like,
Lead him off to the
take
side.
him to-
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Gluvice, I left you
Yes.
with a soul gem.
I've been researching it a little. It is difficult. It is not a magic that is known. There is elements of necromancy, which is not my studied subject, but transmutation is, and some of the transmutation elements. I believe that what this the Yuan Ti you mentioned was trying to accomplish, is the ability to enhance someone who already had these abilities. The gemstones extracted some of the essence and distilled it into a liquid form that, when drunk, would bolster somebody's abilities.
Were they successful?
I believe that they were, but not to a large scale. I believe that only it would have taken weeks to create even a single dose of this potion.
The soul gem that I gave to you contained, I guess, the essence of one of the children. Are we able to return it to them?
Unfortunately not. Once it is separated from the body, it becomes a property almost. It is not something that we can simply return.
Can we return the gem to the child at least, so that their abilities are enhanced?
The gemstone is not what provides the abilities. The soul gem extracted the essence, and then the soul gems were perhaps crushed or perhaps distilled in some way into a liquid form. It is almost a trapped fragment of their soul. If you were to find a very powerful necromancer who was willing to help, they could do it, but the nature of necromancy is not a kind one, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I cannot do any more.
I just wished we were able to restore the children.
As do I, Miss Jean. But you stopped them from having their soul completely taken, which is something.
At the very least, will you inform Malia and Dermot and anyone who needs to know of this ability?
Of course.
To enhance.
Yes, of course.
Soldiers, people, whatever.
Of course. So.
Alfred, in regards to the giants.
Yes.
Nalistri is sending them to you.
Ah, yes, the young Frostwalker. Yes, we've been communicating a little. So his teleportation circle is well?
Yes, he is going to send them tomorrow.
Oh. Commander, I may need some men to help clear out my special library. I don't think it's quite large enough with all of my books.
Yes, there'll be two frost giants and a bear.
And a bear?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. He can hold the bear, though.
Well,
he probably will hold the bear.
It might be a little cramped, but we might need the masons to break them out. I may need to excavate part of the wall.
You can communicate with Listri. Can you tell them to all crouch? Maybe lie down?
I will do my best. I can send a sending spell, yeah.
Good.
I will do what I can.
She kissed him on the mouth.
Can you send a message to another spire?
If I must be familiar with the individual.
Okay, could you maybe include in your message to Nalistri to send Moonspire troops? Because he will be able to contact my family.
Of course. Lady Gananda, I could provide you with the scroll, the spell, and you could send a message yourself.
That would work?
Yes, of course. I will work on it this evening. It will not be ready for 8 hours, unfortunately.
Okay, well, they can hopefully use some method of fast transport, at least some of them.
Yes, of course. Yes. Very well. Well, if that case, I must get to work immediately. They will also need some help with magical defenses. Young Trixania, if they require anything, please, on the behalf of the Brotherhood, make sure that they have assistance. Very well, Master. And she kind of totters off, and you can see him heading on her way. She turns around and is like, well, I didn't expect to see you again under these circumstances, but I suppose it's good to see you alive, I suppose, Cam.
Have you added any new jokes to your routine?
I'm afraid that the routine has been put on hold while I've been studying with Viathan and my mistress. Perhaps. Indefinitely, or perhaps I might resume them.
For shame, I found it most entertaining.
Indeed.
And here we thought...
Oh, hello. 2 interesting young men that you brought with you this time. I am Trixania, great and powerful illusionist of Dawn Republic, apprentice of the Master of Arcane Brotherhood.
Right. Hello.
She nods.
Trixania,
Oh, don't mind her. I'm an old friend.
We seem to be meeting a lot of those today.
Indeed. You as well, sir, a drow elf. How curious. I've heard that your kind can conjure darkness as part of an innate ability. I'd be fascinated to see how that works, perhaps.
Oh, well, perhaps later we can get together privately. Is she attractive, this woman?
Yeah, she's got charisma.
Perhaps we could get together privately and I can
of course.
show you my special talents.
Yes, I would love to see them, of course.
Maybe Blight.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast at highest
Finger of death, no.
You got the Finger of Death. Use that directly, if possible.
Might be a bit dodgy. Yeah.
I don't.
Well, anyway, she rolls her eyes. I need to go and prepare some of the scouts. We're going to try and provide them with mass illusion abilities so they can try and at least scout out some more of these forces. If you need anything, I will be here in the hold. Just gives you a nod. Heads off.
We should probably try and find people that we haven't seen yet, like Grunka.
Dermot kind of approaches the five of you. Yeah, if you need any business in the city, do it in the next few hours. I'm going to be gathering troops. If you can, come to the wall. We could use your hand defending against the actual armies when they arrive. We've probably got 2 days at best. If there's any preparations, any fortifications you can prepare, any magic that you can use, anything like that, let us know. Yeah.
I don't suppose you've seen a half-orc woman wandering around, carries 2 chains, has very large tusks.
Damn it,
Not that that
Grunka.
matters to me.
I know Grunka. Yeah, Grunka's been working with your uncle. They've been training some of the boys.
Oh.
She is a machine.
I know.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She just knocks my boys around, and
She can
they
knock my
need
boys
it.
around.
What?
Huh?
I must have misheard. Anyway, she's been training with Felix down in the main barracks. They've been sort of giving us additional tips on monster hunting.
I could cast Hallow at the front wall, which is a spell, which takes...
Cam, I don't know anything about magic. Whatever you can
It
do.
will help. But
If you think it can help, do it. That's all I've got
It's
to
going to
say.
take 24 hours.
We've got maybe a day and a half, 2 days, so get working.
I'll meet you on the front wall at some point.
Come find me if you need anything. I've got a lot to do.
In terms of our surprise armies,
Yeah. What's the deal?
I trust you with tactical knowledge to know when they should arrive.
Okay.
So if you need centaurs or winged elves,
What I would say is, let's see how the flow of this is going to go. I've never defended a large-scale city before. None of us have. We've not seen a force like this in years.
they could be good reinforcements.
Especially if they can fly. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Like if they summon this rock or this dragon, my soldiers are good at fighting, hobgoblins and orcs. We can fight them easily enough, but there's not a lot we can do against foes like that. If you can summon in forces that can at least fight them in the air, that's something.
The other army I didn't mention that could turn up a day or two late is the Unbroken Empire.
Unbroken Empire? What, those lot to the south? Those crazy warrior monks?
Yeah.
They could be a good rear flank.
Yeah, but you're not like them. They're like crazy.
We came across 2 of them in Greybell,
Right.
and they said that they could potentially gather some forces for us.
It's going to take like 8 days potentially if they're travelling by foot. It's an 8-day march pretty much from here to
Unless
the
they've
Unbroken
got
Empire.
magic, yeah.
I'll keep it quiet and I'll be aware of it, but I don't know if we can count on it.
If you see
We
them,
have no
tell us
way
that.
of communicating to them, so
Yeah.
if they do come, then that's just to make you aware that
Yeah.
they're on our side,
They're not
hers.
Falanias, yeah.
No. I think we'll know who the Broken Sky are.
Given the nature of Falania and some of her allies, I would recommend that you build some defences against airborne attacks.
There's not much. We can build some long pikes, perhaps, 10-foot pikes, that sort of thing. But really, there's not a lot we can do. That's the one thing is, the problem with Talas Val is it's an open city. Nobody really expects to be attacked from the air. I'll see what we can do, but it's going to be tricky.
At the least, perhaps evacuate any tall buildings.
Yeah, we'll have most of the citizens either hide in basements or in suitable locations that are well defended, have strong foundations. I know that giants, one thing I always used to hear is that they can hurl rocks, almost like siege weapons. They're almost like catapults themselves. So we're going to try and keep people away from buildings as much as we can.
One
right.
through a balcony at Reynard once.
Mm-hmm. That's the kind of thing I'm worried about. But yeah, I mean, Alfred and his apprentices, the clerics, they're probably going to be the best bet for trying to deal with any kind of airborne or magical attacks.
Do we have any ballistae or?
We've got some ballistae, most of them mounted on the walls. We've got a few catapults stationed around. They're good against large blocks of troops. From what I hear, you're quite a marksman, Mr. Ferrahorn.
I mean, all I have is a crossbow.
Ballistae's just a big old crossbow.
True. I would like to go see the ballistae.
Sure. We can get you some training on it, bit of practice.
Defences against lightning and thunder would also be wise.
I'll speak to Alfred. Maybe something magical we can do. I don't know. This is the problem. I can fight bandits, I can fight orcs and hobgoblins, and a few spellcasters here and there. But people that can, rain lightning and thunder down from the sky, kind of a bit beyond me. But we'll do what we can. Right.
Okay, let's gather some other people.
Okay. So, you've got a bit of time left.
I want to go with Salah and Gronka.
Well, I guess if she's mostly... Wait, was she in the barracks?
Yeah. She's with you on call training.
Let's go see Gronka.
I think,
Max
going
guy.
to see Salah as well.
Who these fucking people are?
Super useful. Because I guess Salah must have, when we left him, he'd already bought
He
a shop.
basically set up his own
he was
business.
meant to be helping across supplies, wasn't he?
Are you going to go and inquire about... Because you don't know where he is. Are you just going to go to Enaran's?
Well, we wanted to go to
Oh
Enaran's
yeah,
anyway,
he was
didn't we?
going to collaborate with Enaran, wasn't he? Yeah. Well, we're going to go there anyway, but should we find Gronka while we're near the barracks?
Yeah,
Yes.
makes sense.
Okay. So,
If everyone's there.
time skip. You make your way outside. You can see that the city's already busy trying to make preparations. Soldiers being sent out. Lots of confused citizens are kind of like, wait, what's going on? And asking questions and things like that. You make your way around to the barracks and you can see that, there's, there are soldiers either doing sort of like drills, running around, marching, sort of things like that. You kind of you struggle to find people at first, and then you just kind of, you watch as maybe about 15 soldiers all wearing sort of breastplate, heavy looking armor with backpacks, with survival equipment and everything, come screaming from run around one of the buildings. They're like, she's fucking insane! And they're just running, and you can see some of them have got massive sort of bruises. One of them's got a broken arm. She's like, she broke my fucking arm! Like that, they're crying. And then just screaming around the corner comes Grunka wearing, you can see she's wearing military breastplate now. She's kind of got a curved horned helm, looks like maybe with big tusks. Her two flails glowing with fire and ice. Massive sort of her big, flexing arms, just swinging them, and she's just swinging them like a lunatic, and she's just screaming. She's like,
I'm gonna push Reynard to the front.
I want to sort of stand in her path and just almost Grunka.
she's like, ah! And then she kind of stops, and the soldiers just carry on running and screaming. She's like, and she just stops. It's all been she wasn't really raging. She was just pretending, and she just goes, Reynard, hello.
Hi, Grunka.
You can see that she is wearing your cloak.
Oh, still got the cloak I see.
She instantly takes it off. She's like, yeah, I've been keeping it safe.
Oh no,
it's quite cold. I was wearing it.
No, are you still cold?
What? Training.
Yeah, but it could
warms me up.
It could get cold.
I mean, it could get cold.
Best you keep it.
I mean, you can have it back if you want.
Well, no, I think you can have it if that's what you... Would you like it?
She puts it on.
Good. Stave off that
She
cold.
she smiles and the little tusks just kind of poke out from under her.
I try not to look at the tusks.
Eyes up here.
Are you okay? Are you all right? What happened after your uncle and that? What happened in Greybell?
Oh, we found this town called Greybell.
Just to describe to Matt, this woman, she has she's half orc, so greenish skin, shaved sort of hair on the side, but still quite long at the top and tied back. Shaved on one side and then long on the rest, so it kind of sweeps over in that sort of side cut. Very, very athletic, strong-looking arm muscles, clearly very heavily works out. Still quite an athletic build though. You can see that she works out. She's not, she looks really strong, very She-Hulk in a way. and she's wearing full armor, but she still has like she's got a couple of scars, but she's human-esque only apart from these little tusks and a slightly flatter nose. But she looks human otherwise, probably half orc, you estimate.
Okay. So we found this town called Greybell. It was filled with vampires.
What?
Vampires. And something called a dirge singer. Doesn't matter now. All gone. Sorted.
She looks at you quite seriously. Are you all right?
Oh yeah.
You didn't get hurt.
Reynard almost died. A dragon bit him.
What?
So Falania, you may have heard,
She's getting mad.
is in control of a dragon, a blue dragon.
And this dragon almost killed you.
It was extremely close.
Fuck this dragon up.
Well,
Where is it?
Well,
In the troubled lands.
Is it here?
In the troubled lands.
Is it coming here?
It may
Probably.
come here.
I'm gonna fuck that dragon up.
how much have you heard of what's the forces, the armies? Have you?
What?
Oh, good.
I just been look. They literally pay me gold to beat up their soldiers and chase them around.
I think
It's great.
What if we didn't pay you gold, but you went out and fucked up the broken sky?
Well, yeah, I was doing that without being paid.
Well, I know. I'm just saying the opportunities have arisen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not fight the guards anymore because we're going to need those
I'm
ones.
not fighting them, Reynard. I'm playing with them.
You broke that one's arm.
Yeah.
Well, he should have kept his guard up, the stupid idiot.
He's going to need that arm.
Yeah, medics will heal it.
One of them almost definitely wet himself.
Yeah, I make them do that all the time.
Okay.
They're crap. She's just like, honestly, they're crap. Like my family, the old orc tribe that I was part of. Honestly, they haven't got a chance against them.
Good for the confidence.
Doesn't look good for Talas Val, does it really?
There's goblins and orcs.
I mean, some of them are all right. Some of the more veteran ones, but these are all like new. These are all fresh recruits.
Are you
They're just
focusing on the
crap.
fresh?
Yeah. Well, because they need to, what are they going to do if a screaming orc comes running at them in a real fight?
They might
Shit
actually.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this guy knows. Hello, by the way.
Hello.
Trail.
Shalamara Leaf.
She looks at you, she's like, oh, fucking hell, all right. Yeah, hello, I'm Grunker.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Anyway.
Anyway,
Did she do the thing that people usually do when they look at Trell and are really attracted to him?
it's not, no, like, she was taken back by, you gotta remember, Trell is a fucking attractive guy, but so is Reynard. Reynard has a very strong personality and he comes across very attractive.
Oh.
But Trellamar is more attractive. But it's kind of not everybody is attracted to the same thing. Not everybody is just but people that are very sort of based on looks naturally sway towards Trellamar.
You keep not mentioning Cam in the
Yeah, what's Cam's charisma?
16.
It's lower than these two.
Yeah.
It's
He's
like eye
not
candy. Again, Morella and stuff is interesting in Cam, but it's because of your personality, not just looks. People that like Trell are very shallow. The people that like Trell are very shallow people, okay? But Grunker she shows no sign of being interested in Trell. Apart from being a bit sort of like, oh, he's a good looking lad. Like that kind of thing. Like, oh, yeah, look at him.
Look at him.
But she's like, yeah, look, these recruits, like, whereas if they can have a screaming orc run at them here, the next time it happens, well, maybe they learn to keep their guard up.
Might happen for realsies in 2 days.
What?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Why? What?
Falania's armies approach.
And their armies have got orcs in it?
Yes.
What orcs?
I don't know. What did
saw?
you saw?
Do I know? Give me
Orky orcs.
history check.
That is a 4.
No. Orcs and orc.
Orcs and all.
Did you
Well,
say that to
I wouldn't.
Converse?
All right, I appreciate you might not know the differences between orc tribes, but we're not all the same, just so you know.
Not all tieflings are demon children.
Wow.
Anyway.
You look like a demon,
And you look like an orc.
but orcs look different.
There's an army of them, and hobgoblins and
Fuck.
giants and
Hill
lots
giants.
of siege weapons.
I
And
wonder what tribe it is.
Has no one come down to the barracks to
Can I
alarm?
send
I mean,
Can I
not-
send Granamir? Can Granamir sort of fly over and have a little Scout around?
He
Take a
can.
while.
It will take him like like
really,
hours
really
or
long,
days to like get that far and then come back. Like it's
Pudgy wings.
yeah.
Pudgy
Which,
little wings.
I mean, yeah, he flies like at 60 feet around. Like it's going to take him a long time. You could send him off and he'll probably come back, but yeah, it's tricky.
Okay.
But yeah, she's just like, fuck. Well, no, like, I mean, I've just been training the new recruits. I think I've seen some of the commanders running around, but I haven't heard anything yet.
No, it's very, very new information, so...
Fuck.
Well, probably best not to say anything
Well, no,
to
I'll wait.
anyone.
It's not my job to tell them. Fucking let their captains tell them. That's what I say. I'm just here to scare the shit out of them.
It was more just to make you aware that because we could use your help on the front lines.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, whatever. I'll be there.
Fight with us.
Yeah, of course.
Specifically us.
Yeah, whatever. I'll be there.
That'd be great.
Have you seen any of the recruits that my uncle may have been training?
Oh, he's got them over on the archery range. He's been training them with bows and stuff. I don't do bows.
They're good.
You're good with them, but I'm not.
You're good with chains.
She grins a little bit. Like, I'm all right.
Speaking of, the axe you gave me came in very useful. Thank you very much.
She like looks down. She's like, oh, that's all right.
I won't give a deception check on that one.
You should really.
Didn't do anything. That's going to be a lot.
Luckily, Grunker is not a very
25.
insightful person. She's like, thanks. I'm glad it helped.
And I guess, yeah, I guess we'll just...
Well, where can I find you?
We're going to be at the wall
All right.
tomorrow.
The wall.
Okay.
I'm guessing we're resting tonight and then we're going to the wall in the morning.
Which
After
wall?
picking up his
side?
armour.
Dermot didn't actually say what side.
I think any side.
Armies are approaching from the north and the south. There are two different
It'll be
armies.
north or south.
Well, we know orcs and
But
hobgoblins
the-
from the south. What was coming from the north? Did anyone...
More
It's more
orcs.
orcs and
Yeah.
giants.
Well, no, he didn't. It's not what they said. They just said there was another
giants.
force. They said there were giants and hill and stone giants
Amongst
with them.
the hobgoblins. And
But yeah, you don't know. And they did say there were humans as well. Humans with the tattoos.
I think if you follow Dermot, you'll end up with us.
All right. Yeah, I'll follow him. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. And if that fucking dragon shows up, I'll fucking have that dragon.
Okay. Elora, Cam, Trelemar, please come over here. I wish to catch up with Trelemar.
She's doing that thing again.
That's weird.
But now I understand that she's... Okay. Sure.
I wish to
Is that what she's doing?
It's a little tough.
observe this experience.
I'm just going to drag Cam away forcefully.
Okay. So
You
you
can.
walk a distance away.
I'm just going to walk off with Grunker in the opposite direction anyway. So
Okay.
either way, Cam is definitely not like
Okay.
with us.
Yeah, Grunker follows you. Yeah. She's like kind of like she obviously is trying to stay close to you and like kind of like her like arms occasionally brush alongside yours, but like you can see that she's very embarrassed. Like she's very awkward and sort of constantly looking down and
Or
constantly
just
asking.
awkward.
Awkward. She's constantly asking if you're okay, like if the dragon, how badly you got hurt and stuff.
I'm going to do Cloak of Shadows, go invisible, and then run as fast as I can.
That only lasts 6
I know,
seconds.
but I'm going to use it to get to a stable
Can
spot.
I use my reaction to like try and...
Do we see him do it? My passive perception is 20.
Well, that will depend on his stealth check. I
So
would
you
say
guys,
that
I go,
you didn't
"Holy
notice.
fuck," and then
well, no,
just-
he
Yeah,
just
but no,
vanishes.
how?
Well, because the thing is, he's not casting a spell. His cloak of shadows is he just
instant.
goes boop and he vanishes.
Gone, yeah. It's not
Make a stealth
no
check.
time.
You can make a perception check. You can make a perception check.
11.
You do have advantage because you're invisible to start with when you first make it.
23.
Worse.
So that's the what was the 11?
11.
Okay. Do you want to make a
23.
perception check, Reynard?
I mean,
No, he's too wrapped up in...
Yeah, you don't have to.
she just touched
It's up
my
to you.
arm.
You're happy,
I'm
right?
invisible.
So Grunker and Reynard move over to kind of like a small tent where there is like selection of weapons. It looks like sort of training weapons and things like that. Cam runs over. Literally, you watch this invisible form climb in a barrel and then pull the lid down, but his eyes and bandana are still like poking out. Like he's got the lid like this, but he's not fully in the barrel. He's like looking around like this, like hee 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 hee.
What was the command word for his bandana?
I think only he can say
Yeah.
it.
Wow,
Right?
you don't know. If Kim
I
doesn't
actually don't know
remember.
what
And I go just naturally pick up
What's
on
your
that.
passive perception?
16.
You would still notice him. Like, Grunker doesn't. Grunker is just like, are you alright? Like, did it hurt when a dragon ate you? Or?
Oh, yes. Actually,
I'll kill that dragon.
I
I'm going to
believe
smash
you
it in.
Well, I fully believe you. We're both a load of weapons, aren't we?
Yeah.
Grunka, I know that you're, used to these chains by now. Like,
Yeah.
But these were given to you before. What did you train with before? There's swords, there's axes here.
Well, before I was captured, I favoured a great axe or a hammer, a big maul.
We are expecting...
Anything to get my strength behind it.
I understand. We're expecting there to be a lot of aerial forces, things flying around. I'm just wondering what you're like throwing things.
I can throw stuff really hard.
Well, there's a dagger here. There's a barrel there. What do you think you could do there?
No, you don't want to use a dagger for throwing. Like when you're strong, you want something like this, and she picks up like a hand axe.
Oh, you're going to throw this?
Like, yeah. This is better for throwing, and she.
Oh, try and roll the barrel away.
Okay. So what's your AC?
18.
18. So you do manage to you're like, huh! And you just roll the barrel on its side, and she's like, did that barrel just move? And then the barrel starts rolling away. You're like, Greg looks at you. I think that barrel's a mimic.
Well,
she gets her flails out like, don't let it know. She starts trying to creep up on the barrel. You see her.
I'm going to jump out of the barrel.
Fucking! Sorry.
I'm running.
You do have to run because she starts chasing you. Like, fuck off! You fucking little shit! Fucking trying to spy on me!
I've still got the barrel lid, trying to deflect.
She throws another hand axe at you,
I'm going to rejoin with the rest of the group, I guess.
No, have your moment!
She continues chasing, she's making you run. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god. Alright. 16.
You actually managed to run for quite some time. You actually.
I'm doing rings.
You are now. She's chasing you around the track that she was chasing the soldiers around before, and she is not showing any sign of tiring.
Please stop.
He's
We stick an arm out, so we
before.
just clotheslines.
Huh? If you want to step in and do that, yeah.
I think I'll step in front of Grunka and just say, no, it's okay, we'll take care of him. Don't worry.
When you're holding her back,
we'll take care of him.
It's not worth it. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
It's fine.
Meanwhile,
go make sure that Reynard's okay. I think he's still hurt.
Meanwhile, I'm on just on the side with Treadamar going, yes, so we met Grunka, and just kind of filling in.
on the story.
Yeah. How are you, by the way?
Grunka just comes back over to Reynard's.
I guess we're just in front of everybody else now.
Well, they're off to the side, but yeah, it's kind of in front. She's like, well, I'll fight alongside you and everyone else.
We have ads, apparently.
What? I think it must be Moobot.
Moobot.
You can check Moobot and turn that off.
But remember, if you sub, you don't get ads, and you can watch the VOD back.
Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna hand her a hand axe back, just because,
She takes it. She looks like, no, you can keep it.
I think what we're going up against, I would be more devastated if this were to break, and I trust it more in your control than mine.
She puts it back in her belt. Looks a bit sheepish.
Are you fully aware of what we are going up against, Grunka?
I know a little bit from what you told me in that before. Dragons and giants. That giant that we fought in Felderban. And yeah.
It's just from what you were telling me of the troops that we have and the armies that we're up against, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be, things might happen we didn't want to happen. And
I wouldn't let that happen to you though.
I wouldn't want it to happen to you either, Grunka.
Yeah. Well, and she kind of looks down and sort of scuffs her foot a bit, scuffs her boot.
It's just things might happen in the battle that we won't have control of. If we ever split apart, I would like to see you again afterwards.
I'd like that. She just kind of scuffs her foot a bit. But it's okay, your dad's a council member now, and that means you're really rich and stuff, so it's okay.
Well, we were rich before.
You don't have to... I know, but...
It's not about money, though, is it, really?
She just kind of looks up and she's like, well, I'm just a big angry half-orc, so it's okay. And it's just been fun. It's been fun adventuring with you.
Well, we can obviously do more of this afterwards.
I'd like that. Yeah, that'd be nice.
You know, when we fuck them up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. When we fuck them up. And she kind of just like she just leans in and just like very gently actually just kind of wraps her arms around you and just rests her head on your shoulder because you're actually about the same size as her. You're one of the few people that's as tall as her.
I forgot about that.
And she kind of just rests her head on your shoulder and just says, "Yeah, thanks." And then she kind of like steps off, and then she kind of gets really awkward and sort of like, it's like, "Oh, right, I got to go. I'm gonna go get my armor ready." And yep.
See you on the front lines then, Grunker.
She like nods. She like waves at the rest. Bye.
Oh, I miss him.
Thanks for chasing me.
You're like.
Nobody's looking at Cam.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do?
I guess supplies is the only thing.
So you want to go and try and track down Salah Balat. So you head back into the city, and you find Eneran's. The Unicorn's Patch is closed. It has boarded up windows. The sign's been taken down.
What?
But across the street...
Oh God, he's upgraded, hasn't he?
Across the street,
No.
there is an incredibly gaudy shop front.
Oh God.
It is decorated to look like some sort of swirling cloud palace.
We introduced.
Written above it is Balar's Bazaar of the Bizarre.
What?
Balar's Bazaar of the
Balar's-
Bizarre.
Nice.
Outside
It's got a real ring to it.
is a you see Cloud Boy, who is just stood out front, and as people, he's like, "Welcome to Balar's Bazaar of the Bizarre. All of your wonderful magical mysteries await." And he just gestures inside.
You've got a spinning sign.
No, but the sign does glow with magic. Like Balar's
Wow.
Bazaar, it kind of like glows. It's written in Aladdin font,
Okay.
and it's like glows.
Aladdin font. Brilliant.
And when you're looking inside, the front of the door is actually open. Like there doesn't appear to be a door. And inside, it looks almost like a tacky merch shop in that it's all done up to, it's like so heavily genie themed. Like you go in and there's like a main shop desk, and on the desk is this large, elaborate golden lamp and a sign that says, "Rub this lamp and your wishes will all come true." And the shop is full of like locked cabinets with strange looking devices, glowing weapons, potions, all these things. You can see that there is also a rack, and it has, it's like a section of the shop which is just called Eneran Swiftwind's Unicorn's Patch exclusive line. And it's like a whole section of the shop with like beautifully like
It's not
decorated
just
carpets.
like a tiny part.
It's like a big like
a big
annex of the
part.
shop.
Okay, good.
There's
I thought you
also
absorbed
what
the
looks to be like an alchemy.
He took over.
There's an alchemy brewing stand, and you can see that it has like various potions in like locked cabinets. And you see Soon working there as well, the silent elf. And he's working
Everybody's
there,
here.
and he's like brewing potions and things like that, all in front of like customers. Like it kind of is like come and watch him weave his alchemy. Oh, it's like done up like a real cheesy set piece. But you don't see anybody else in the thing apart from like customers. You don't see Salah, but you see this giant lamp with the sign.
This is the best place I've ever been.
Ralamar, I'm sure you know of Salah Balat. I think he mentioned you when we met him last.
Yeah.
He
I know.
is...
He did me a favour.
Yes.
Did you a favour?
Oh, yeah. Ken will tell you all about that.
You would have really liked it, actually. I think you would have found it really funny.
Would I?
Yeah.
Good times.
He made my dick the same size as his own.
I'm not going to ask.
No, he made his dick the size of a noodle.
Permanently?
No.
A noodle?
Sadly not.
This is all like looking in, by the way. You're currently not in the store. You're just looking in through the windows and things.
Why did you have to compare it to noodles?
Sorry, does it put you off? Every time you scoop up those good noodles, you'll be like,
When are you returning to the Underdark?
"Oh well, you know, I'm here now." It's a long trek, so I thought I'd stick around for a few days.
As soon as you step through the doorway, this voice booms out through
Oh my
the room.
God.
Welcome to Salah's Balar's Bazaar of the Bizarre. Rub my lamp, and your wishes will all come true.
I don't want to do that.
I'm going to go
I
rub
don't
away.
want to do that.
As soon as you step up and rub it, with your perception, you notice that it's actually, the wall is an illusion. And when you rub it, it's this big puff of smoke, which is like a magical kind of like image. And then Salah just steps through the illusionary wall. He's like, "You have summoned me, master." Oh, Mr. Pharaoh. Welcome, welcome, my friends. Welcome to my new store.
Salah, a wonderful place you have here. It's amazing.
Let me tell you, my friend, and he leans in. When people think you're a genie, they pay ridiculous amounts of money for things. It's marvelous.
So do you stay in the lamp the whole time waiting for customers?
Yes, Mr. Buckland. Of course, I am a djinn, am I not? I must live in my lamp.
Exactly, that's amazing.
Are you going to
Yes.
grant my wish then?
Is your wish the finest magical merchandise in the Dawn Republic?
I wish for my parents to be returned to
I
life.
can't deal with those wishes, no.
My teeth and lineage to be restored.
Nope.
And for the true Korak to be overthrown.
Nope. But I can sell you wonderful enchanted goods!
My wish, Salah, is for all of this at low, low prices. Can you do that?
Oh! Persuasion, persuade me.
Or if not,
Nope.
free.
That is my one genie rule I can't break.
Oh, is there anything
I also
you
can't
can
make
do?
people fall in love. I can't make you immortal, but many good items all for sale.
Can you wipe out the entire armies that are coming to
No,
destroy
please
Talas
stop
Val?
asking. You get the gimmick. I sell things. People don't ask this many questions.
I want some potions.
Now that... No, you must say the magic words, Mr. Buckland. I wish to buy magic potions.
Oh, is that the magic words?
Yes. No, it's really not. It's a gimmick. How many do you want? Soon is Excellent Alchemist. I have a few on sale.
Yes.
Lots.
So Alora's going to cover this, and I would like all of your best ones.
All of my best.
For the party to divide amongst themselves.
All of my best, you say. Oh, well. I've picked up a wrong book.
Because,
I picked up a wrong.
you know, the fate of your future empire rests on us winning this battle.
What battle?
There's a big invasion
Felania.
of Talas Val.
Ah, I'm a djinn. I will be fine.
She's a cloud giant.
Can
She
you
has
maybe
dragons.
help us in said battle?
I can help you by offering you the finest merchandise available.
Salah,
Have you heard from your wife?
No, don't mention her.
if we lose this battle
Yes,
and Felania takes over,
yes.
there will be no more money for you.
True.
How do you know?
Will there be new customers?
Because of
Because there are
no
no customers, because they will be dead.
Ah, she cannot kill everyone.
Felania
She must have empire.
will keep money for herself.
She does not see my fabulous wares. Okay, I give you a discount.
How much?
A percentage.
What percentage?
A good one.
It's not
Anyway,
is it?
so I have for sale one supreme healing potion. But it is very rare and very expensive.
How much?
3,000 gold.
Cool.
But it
don't
is
have that.
very good. I have several superior healing potions. They are 1,000 gold each. Greater healing potion, they are 500 gold.
Okay, that's more.
Regular healing potion is 50 gold.
I think.
And I sell it to you at market price. That is my discount.
Based on our.
These are not free. I must pay workers now. I can't just conjure more cloud people like I used to be able to. I must pay them. So I sell it to you at cost, crafting cost.
What happened to him?
Oh,
What
Mr.
happened to
Trellamar,
all-
don't
what happened
I?
to
My
all the
wife,
powers?
my ex-wife showed up. She tried to kill me. She tried to kill these four. She take all of my magical treasures. I must come and live in mortal city. Ugh. I can't conjure cloud servants. I am told I am not allowed to do as I please. I must wear clothes. Ridiculous. Terrible.
He set up this business in like 5 minutes.
I did meet a wonderful elven man, an enchanter of excellent skill. He has made all of these fine enchantments on armor and clothing.
Is he here?
Oh no, Enran is his day off.
Where is he?
At home.
Where is he?
I don't know where he is. It's his day off. I don't know what the man does. Maybe he has nice spa. Maybe he gets nails done. Bala does not know.
I have a present for him.
You can leave present with Salah.
Only if it goes to him.
Of course, I have no need for your meaningless human things.
It
You're
is
not-
magical.
I will give it to him.
No, you will not.
Okay. I solemnly promise upon my djinn abilities that I will not take it.
It is an item that could help this business.
Is this the tailor's dummy? Okay, yeah. He's like, then I'm even more intrigued.
Trade. Let's trade. Let's use it as trade.
No, it's a gift for Mr. Enoran, for Swiftwind. I give it to him. What a thoughtful girl you are, Miss Jing. Oh, so lovely, so thoughtful.
I want a discount. A further discount.
Okay.
I can take it to your rival tailor.
There's no tailor that rivals Enoran Swiftwind. Anyway, yes, I will give you some discount. But it is difficult. The more expensive potions are very costly to make.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tailor down the street.
If you wish to send that instead of depriving Mr. Swiftwind of this wonderful gift, this thoughtful, precious gift to your good friend, that is okay. I give you small discount, but if you wish to take it to rival, so be it.
I'm just like deadpan, like not even a face crack.
We're about to fight a battle.
And I am offering to you magical trinkets at their base value.
The more potions you give us now, the more magical artifacts, the more you'll be able to ride out this recession that's coming up.
I don't believe in recession.
One extra potion for us means that we can potentially win.
I give you a discount. What more do you want?
I want to know the firm discount. It was 500 for a greater. What is it now?
I will sell it to you for 450.
That's pretty reasonable.
I am literally losing money by doing this.
That's pretty good. I think we should get graters because Supreme, as nice as it sounds, is pointless.
And what about Superior?
Superior could be nice, but it's expensive.
I will do that for
How much do you have?
900.
Really? Yeah, we don't have much.
How
I
much
gave
does
a
a
lot of it
Supreme
up to
sell
bring
at
back
Heal
the
for?
Peep Rose.
The wolf that's now a bear. It's
Yeah,
all
we
gone.
don't have much.
Upgrade.
because
If you
we're all
require
party.
magical weapons, magical armor, I have several available. Minor enchantments only, but some.
I've got 50 gold. What can I get?
I sell you and he brings out a tiny healing potion. Regular healing potion. 40 gold.
I have 2 mithril rods.
Mm-hmm.
What value would they be? We use them to travel to Arborea.
That is more interesting. I will trade you 1 greater healing potion.
Superior.
No, they're not worth that much.
And
unfortunately.
Taylor's dummy as well.
But that is a gift.
150 gold.
We've
Use
been
them
over this.
Yes,
Yeah, I don't really know what happened.
gift for your good friend.
You are impossible.
I am a djinn. My
150
nature.
gold.
Did you bring...
He doesn't need money. He's like doing his thing in the Underdark. He doesn't need money.
It's got spiders.
I'll take that.
I will give you some healing potions before next week that you acclaimed in the Underdark.
He's got
I'll
some.
take that normal.
Whoa!
Okay,
He's
40
got
gold.
3.
Yeah, I've got 3 greater healing.
Oh, I think I gave those to you for Christmas, so you keep those.
They were equipped with
Thank
poison.
you, thank you for the Christmas present.
Well, they were meant for the one-off at Christmas, but you can now have them here. So
I've got yeah, we have a little bit. What do we want?
Sell
you've
us
got
the,
5 minutes.
Sell us the armor.
250.
What amazing armor have you got?
All
we do
basic,
have-
nothing.
we've got some
Minor defensive enchantments. He's basically got +1 armor and +1 weapons. So if anybody doesn't have any like magic armor, you can buy some now.
Could you do something special to this buckler?
Yes, I will replace it. I cannot enchant it; it will take
How
time.
much?
I can give you a similar buckler for +1 for 1,000
I've got
gold.
no money. I've got nothing to trade.
How about
Oh, yeah.
sponsorship? Have you heard of sponsorship? Enoran did sponsorship for us.
I'm sure he did. I am not interested. Like you said, you might die in this
Got
upcoming
any
battle.
like good special stuff? What we used to come along and
Unfortunately,
used to have,
no.
like, nice-
Now that my wife has basically prevented me from accessing my vault, so I don't have it. I have basically had to enchant a bunch of things like a peasant. But luckily, peasants don't know that is quite difficult. So I sell them for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But no, sadly, I only have very base things: potions, a few scrolls, minor magical weapons and armor. That's all.
Right.
Minor trinkets. I have things like, and he gestures to a clock that when you speak a word, this lights up. You won't believe people think that that's amazing.
I mean, I'm sure
No,
that'd be
Cam.
very useful against the hordes of orcs and.
We don't
I am not
need it.
his. I am not. Welcome to Balar's war shop. I am the bazaar of the bizarre. I have clocks that light up.
I'm going to walk over to Soon.
Oh yeah, soon.
Hey, Soon. Can you make a magical potion that when you drink it, it replenishes your magical abilities?
His eyes go wide.
Ooh.
He gets out and you can
As
see he's
if
got like
you
a
rest.
chalkboard. Yes, very, very, very expensive.
How much?
Oh,
Have you got the ingredients?
no. And then 5,000 gold.
It would essentially make another person.
We don't have
Yeah,
that
like
much.
the ability to get spell slots back? No way. Like that's
Just
a really
ask.
powerful ability.
Just, bit of mana. Okay.
Sadly, this is not a system that uses mana, so... yeah,
Use
so...
the plan. Use the plan.
Yeah, but even then we still don't have enough for that.
Yeah.
Well, we can wrap this up because we've got to read donations.
We
So
can.
we can do this off
We
stream.
can
Yeah.
do that off stream, yeah.
I will be using the money that we do have to get as many
Use it.
healing
Use it.
potions
Okay.
as we can.
Yeah,
But
sure.
also talking to you soon about any other interesting potions that...
Yeah, we can do that. I'll do the prices for things like that.
Reynard, while it's on camera, how about tipping your bolts with something that orcs or hobgoblins are weak to? Or maybe hill giants, or things like that.
So you would know, giants aren't really weak to stuff like that. Like you could
Yeah.
use a poison, and giants are affected by poison, and so are orcs and
What
hobgoblins.
about an
But
arrow that explodes?
Or a stone.
Takes out whole swaths of
if you
goblins.
can,
His
you would need to
arrow-
make something like that.
I've already got some of those.
Do you?
Well, his does like big...
All of my
Thunder.
spells
Yeah,
are
any
kind
thunder
of that.
damage.
I don't really focus on you when you're fighting.
Yeah.
I just don't
They
pay
die too
attention.
quickly, that's the problem.
Okay.
That's
So
true.
we'll do that off stream. We're going to read some donations now. That went on a bit
Shopping.
longer. Hopefully we can wrap up before Steve needs to go. So just to let you guys know, next week it will be the Siege of Talas Val. We're going to jump pretty much into, if there's anything you guys want to do in basically like the 24 hours between now and then, let's talk about it off stream. We'll do a quick recap at the beginning of the next one of like, here's some stuff that happened,
And boom.
and then we're going to be jumping straight into...
And Matt will
The
be joining
siege.
us next week.
Yeah,
Matt will
Matt
be
is
back.
going to be here next week. We did a bit of a bamboozle for this one because we wanted it to be a nice surprise.
good
But
to
next week you'll be sat with us from
Have
the
you at
start.
the end.
Yes.
However,
Yeah,
Well,
we won't sneak
end
him in
happens.
next
most of
time.
the end.
Most of the end.
Whose end?
But it's not yet.
Barney's end.
Yeah.
Let's read some. Nightjar donated. Thank you very much, Nightjar, with a little heart. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
N has donated a hundo right off the bat. Thank you very much, N. No
Whoa.
message.
And one.
Yeah, 101. Jake Roos has donated. Ha ha! Judo!
Nice.
Jake Russ, thank you very much.
happened.
Completely over Matt's head.
Yeah.
His brother.
Yeah, his brother talks like that.
It's a big,
Hollow
big jovial man.
has donated, thank you, with no message. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
SkullX24 donated. Hey guys, long time fan, first time watching live. Currently about 4 a.m. here in Australia, so fun times. My question I'd like to ask everyone is whether or not if you have read or want to read Dungeons and Dragons and Philosophy. I have not read. Maybe.
Check it out.
But yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, SkullX24. Mernis has donated. The anime Konosuba is pretty much about a D&D party as a rogue that keeps multi-classing, a cleric with 8 intelligence, a wizard that only casts level 9 fireball, and a fighter that really likes to take a hit. How difficult do you think it would be to DM? Sounds awful. But not too dissimilar to High Rolls. I'm joking. And then last one from me, until it comes round, Sharonorama. Hey, hello, High Rollers. I've not been able to watch live in quite some time as I've been doing my master's program in New York City. However, I'm slowly catching up, hopefully, next week. Currently on episode 68, heading into Greybell. Fuck! I love you all. Thanks very
Enjoy
much.
the Greybell arc.
Enjoy
It's super
Graban.
fun.
Yeah.
Right, drop, go!
Doc Watson, hey guys, been here since the start. You're all amazing, especially Tom and Kim. Winks. Oh, and Trot. Last week I rolled 3 natural 20s during combat. Let's just say my heroic rendition of Pleasure Elf was inspiring. Goody. Awesome. Reverse Zoom _3
Voice is going.
donated. Sound like a chain smoker. Sorry. Hello, rollers. Can't watch live because 3 minutes ads run perfectly, but the actual stream needs to load every 2 seconds. But enough of the complaining. Just wanted to say that I think it'd be cool if everyone made a playlist for each of their characters. Cheers. Yeah, sorry about the ad thing today. That was just a byproduct of Yog's Cinema, which shouldn't have been on. It
Sorry.
won't be like that next week.
Yeah, and also YouTube won't have them in.
Oh yeah, we'll have it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when it comes out on YouTube, you can watch it there.
But thank you for your donation. Very kind. Sharon donated again. because I just want to say how much you all mean to me. I started watching when you all started this crazy journey, and I've been in a couple of campaigns myself because of it. Played a Moon Elf Druid and a Kenku Monk. You're all an inspiration. Thank you very much. I'll do a couple more. Bob Frogan 12 donated. Hi there, High Rollers. Just been watching since September 2016. Figured I should donate considering I've been watching you for so long, but I'm probably not going to be sticking around considering it's about 4 a.m. here in Australia.
Oh, no.
So I guess I'll catch you all on Friday.
Ouch.
Damn.
Thanks
for
watching.
trying. Thank you very much. And I'll pass it over. Here's my voice.
Eberfey has donated saying, has a more popular brother that became king, has a real name that means trash, found allies with people thought more primitive. Mark, did you base Korak on Scar from The Lion King? Also, have been subscribed for 2 years because of you guys, so thank you all. Thank you very much for subscribing.
No
2 years. God, crazy.
Crazy.
Waldwasser has donated, saying, High Rollers discovered the VODs in January and were slowly catching up when episode 73 went up and Katie started reblogging certain fan art. Marathon the last 30 episodes finished yesterday, so happy to finally catch you live.
Hey.
Thanks for the great story so far. Thanks for watching. I do tend to reblog all of the hashtag Roll on Sunday art on Tumblr.
Yeah.
It's a fun tag if you're looking at fan art.
Also,
Also if you want to be included in future fan art videos, hashtag Roll on Sunday on Tumblr is the best place.
Especially in these final episodes of the whole campaign. It's the last time you're able to get some
Final episode because you're gonna die.
Pretty much. Potomac West donated saying Trebuchet. Thank you. Dancing on Fire has donated saying good luck with the beginning of the end and welcome back, Matt. Love you all. Please don't die. I shall pass on to Dom.
Cool. We get a couple. Oh, here we go. Eberfey, Troll has returned to us. Have another donation. Been following the show from the beginning, and I am so hyped for the finale. Thank you very much, Eberfey. Metamanu, Trelly Belly is back. I'm so happy. Welcome back, Matt.
We're at this point.
I think we're going to get quite a few of these now.
Yes.
Nord's House. Oh, how I have
I
missed
think
the
Tom has to read
interactions with
them
Trelly
all
Belly.
as well.
Yeah. Oh, how I've missed the interactions with Trelly Belly. Thank you very much. Blindfish. Matt, it is so great to see you again. Please stay for the rest of the campaign. Please don't leave us again and leave us with Reynard. He didn't say that. Any chance of hearing what Trell has been up to over the last few months?
We can
Pretty
figure
much.
that out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Follow Sherlock Holmes on Twitter. He might say something.
No, I'll talk to Matt. we can say it on.
What have I been doing?
I will do one more and then I'll pass it to Matt. It makes sense that he reads these ones. Vivid Sound. Hey, Trell. Welcome back for the moment, Matt. Thanks to you guys, I'm DMing my first campaign, Horde of the Dragon Queen, maybe. Know where I can get some good dice. You're sold out at the store. Also, any tips? Is there a YouTube channel I can watch? Kappa.
Lol.
Tabletop Weekly on YouTube, but also the dice are not going to be returning. Sorry, they're gone now. But
Looking at
keep
new
an eye
ones.
out. We're always looking to make new merch. So things are in the pipeline, but we can't give a date.
Get yourself a nice Chessex set in the time
Chessex
being.
dice.
Classic chess.
Classic
One
Chessex.
last
Or some
night.
crit roll ones.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can carry on, Matt.
Okay, Nightjar donated, and now I'm crying. Holy shit, guys! I was in the middle of telling someone in chat that Matt isn't a prop, and then fucking Matt appears.
He's a prop.
JFC. I
Fine.
don't know what that means.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, okay, yeah. The stupid grin on my face isn't going away for a while. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your donation.
That's right.
Seffi
We
26.
always say this one
Every
wrong.
week.
Seffi 1126. Hey guys, I'll get straight to the point. Holy shit, Drell is back. This was so amazingly unexpected and at the same time so well done. I've been waiting for that handsome drow to return for so long. Better than any TV show. As if that's a surprise. Lol.
Thank you.
Sentimentalek.
Sentimental elk.
Oh, is it? Oh god.
Sentimental.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've done this.
You tried to make it a Dalek thing.
Yeah, I did.
Sentimentalek.
Oh yeah.
Everything is Doctor Who.
Well, when you turned around and said that Korak's name was Adric, Doctor Who fans will know who Adric is.
Oh.
He is like the
Mark
worst
doesn't.
Doctor Who companion. Who,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got killed off. He was one of the few to actually
Wow.
die.
So it is a bad name.
The thing is you know that I know nothing
Yeah, I
about
know.
Doctor
I
Who.
was
So I'm
like, that's
"Ugh."
hilarious. Please take some money for the reappearance of Trell and Matt, same person, both of which never fail to make me giggle my arse off. Highlight of my week, 10 out of 10, much surprise, worth getting up at 1 a.m. for. Oh, I don't know about that. Varys donated. Varys, You would be surprised how many times people call me that. And Trelamar's here too. It's good to have you back, Matt. Everything is kicking off so fast. I'm at the edge of my seat during this episode. Yeah, so many people came back at the same time.
It's like a high school reunion.
It's like Mark planned it.
It's almost like I've planned it. It's almost like one of Mark's favourite game series is Mass Effect, where they all come together at the end.
Before they all die. And you look at that wall with all the names.
Son of a bitch.
Shall I pass it over to you, Kim?
Yeah. Ozchi. Hi guys, I finally caught up with High Rollers and I'm watching live for the first time. I love you all and what you do, especially Kim, as you're my favourite of the Yogscast. I don't do much anymore. P.S. Kim, did you ever get the toaster hat I sent you through the last advent from Archie L? No, I haven't. Is Hannah doing Advent?
I don't think she does Advent anymore, no. She's not done it for a while.
Yeah. So sorry, no, I haven't. Daft Dave 41 has donated a quarter Hindu.
Thank you.
Nothing like a good high rollers for a snowed-in Sunday, even if Ireland is out of bread and milk. Don't get started, Mark. It sounds like things are about to get serious. How about the party just go to Finney's and have a pint and wait for this to all blow over?
Why not?
Yeah,
let's
sounds
do
good.
that.
All right.
Sure, you can try that.
Rock.
Yismi.
Himsy backwards. First time watching live and Matt is here. First time DM soon, taking over since old DM wanted to play. Only 3 people coming. Good for a first timer. Nervous if I'll succeed in crafting a fun story for them. Ripping off a UUTA? What's UU? Ocarina of Time? No. Chapter 1 except for pirates. What's UUTA?
I don't know.
Don't know.
It rings a bell. It's really annoying, and I'm gonna have to look it up.
Offense of the ancients.
Carry on.
The Game Guy has donated. Oh my god, Matt is back! Is it just for tonight, or until the end of the campaign? Oh my god, all these old characters coming back is giving me so much nostalgia. Fucking love this show. I love all of you amazing people. Heart, #Rollin' Sunday.
So that's one thing I'm going to point out, because I don't want to put a downer on spirits. Matt is joining us for a couple of weeks to help sort of like have the big final fight, and it made sense for Trell to come back and help his friends. That doesn't mean Matt is back forever, just so you guys know, like, he still enjoys his weekends, and we don't want to drag him away from those. So just don't want people to think, like, he's back forever now! Like, it's, this is a kind of a extra special.
Special.
Yeah, and he's coming back to help out in the last thing, so I don't want people to go away and be
not
like...
my rules, I'm not going to be helping out.
You'll be dead! Dead!
I'll die next week.
Try
it.
Right. Oh, it's back to me. Dabba-dees!
He literally can't roll.
You broke my dice.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
Dabba-dees,
he'll do that.
the best prize prop ever. Also, the council wins the not as much of a jerk as you could have been award. Yeah. They were never that much of a jerk. They just,
They were just infiltrated.
Yeah. Waldwasser. Okay, had to donate again to say, welcome back, Matt. Thanks for bringing back our fave, drow, load rolls banter, and I might have freaked out my family with my screening. Also, go punch that dragon Grunker. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are reading that right. Look at the next donation.
Nightingale. Oh no, no MC Hoj. A 300. Wow.
Triple hundo.
Thank you so much, MC.
Thank you.
My face, I literally hurting from smiling. So here is some money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dude. Nightingale. Is this still funny?
Yes,
I mean, this episode has been funny enough without birdsong impressions. Anyway, thank you for making me laugh and smile so much today. You're all fantastically wonderful people. Thank you very much, Nightingale.
Wow.
Bendai Nenzai has donated.
Yay.
Well, damn, the end is in sight. This was a really cool stream, even with the lingering sense of dread with the approaching forces. So good to see so many familiar NPCs return, and Matt is back! Good luck, rollers, and save Talas Val.
I think Matt needs to do the next one.
Oh, God.
Most certainly.
As Granny Trell.
Oh, okay. Awkward Dog Boner has donated saying, this week's boner rating, reunion out of 20, new way, feck me tits up. All these majestic fecks coming back. Raging hard on moment, Trelinard OTP, show him the finger of death.
Up the bum.
Erection rejection moment, awkward, Grunkard can knock my boys around. #bone on Sunday.
Beautiful. Excellent.
I've not done that in a while.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Read that one.
Dragon donated and said, need some granny trail now that Matt's back. Please and thank you. Love you all. I hope that
Already done.
helped
There you
you.
go.
Lovely.
Thanks, Granny Trowel.
There we go.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for all the donations.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the subs and all the support and everything else. We will be back next week with a full complement of players ready for the siege of Talas Val. It's definitely not one to miss.
Nope.
Make sure you check it out. Make sure you follow Yogscast to get notifications when we're live. Follow @HighRollersDND on Twitter to get notifications on when we're live.
You're
Which
taking
you
over
are
this
taking
week.
over next week.
I'm taking over next week. Thank you for reminding me. I must set up calendar reminders to remind me to do that. So
Yay!
we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. That's a really slow transition.